8 minutes. They're not even dressed yet.
No, they started at 7:30. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, and also WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. And we are here at Western Hills High School. Actually, I think they call it University High School. And we are here on the west side of Cincinnati, Ohio for tonight's PAFL professional football game between the Dayton Hornets. They're being hosted by the Cincinnati Chiefs. The Chiefs undefeated. I believe the Hornets, their record, they lost one or two.
One loss, Rick, and that was to these same Chiefs about 3 weeks ago.
So this ought to be a very interesting game because it could be retribution for the Dayton Hornets. They've picked up an important player since the last time they met. I think an ex-New York Jet.
That's right. And also Ohio State Buckeye.
That's right, an Ohio State Buckeye. Yep. So this will be an interesting game tonight, the rematch, I guess you could say. Last week we were slated to have a game between the Indianapolis Tornadoes and these same Chiefs. Unfortunately, Indianapolis has suspended their play for the rest of the season. I think they're going to reorganize, and hopefully we'll see them back at some point. But Chuck Hale doing our play-by-play tonight. I'll add a little bit of color, and I'm going to control the press box camera. We've got Dean Thompson. He is down in the end zone. And, in fact, we'll give you an end zone shot so that you've got some idea of Dean's perspective. He's there close where all the action is on the field, and he will be giving you all the great, floor-level field-level sights as far as from that end zone. Unfortunately, we've put him in an end zone where he's not photographing into the sun.
That's right.
So he's got the sun behind him.
That's right.
So we're showing on the score clock that there's 5 minutes, 40-some seconds before the game gets underway. And you were saying one team wasn't even dressed.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of players still aren't dressed yet. I would...
You think it's the heat?
That could be a definite possibility. You know, we talked about, too, that, it could be a 7:30 start depending on what time we actually get going here. And later it is, probably the better it's going to be for player safety and comfort because of, like you say, given the intense heat down there today. It's pretty warm. We were both down on the field walking around and talking to coaches and players, and it's pretty warm down there.
Yeah, and over at the high school, the temperature on their board that they have over there in front of the high school shows a temperature of 95 degrees. So field level, it's got to be at least 10 to 15 degrees hotter, I would imagine.
That's right. And, of course, you can probably tell if you're viewing at home, but for our radio listeners, this is an artificial surface and has a tendency to kick the heat back up a little more, reflected as opposed to a natural surface that might help absorb some of that heat.
Yeah,
so.
and just by the construction of it, I think that they, when they prepare the field, of course, it is the dirt that is underneath, I think, is tamped down very hard.
Right.
And then they put some type of a rubber-type surface on it, and then they start putting the field on. And then, finally, they put some kind of rubber pellets, I think.
What they do is actually fill it in with what's actually a lot of surfaces. I'm not sure about this one, but most of them, it's ground-up tires.
Right.
And that's probably what this one has. And so obviously, if you've ever touched a tire or blacktop on a hot sunny day, you know you're going to get some reflection. And of course, there's going to be some of that down there today, like we said.
Right. So,
but a beautiful surface here at
it is.
Arch McCartney Stadium, of course, home to our Cincinnati Chiefs. And first chance we've had an opportunity to be here for a home game this year. So, it's pretty exciting here.
Yeah, we do look forward to it, and there's also a baseball game, and you'll catch this when we're filming from the press box view. You will catch across the way there is an actual baseball game, and I'll switch and move the camera over so you can sort of get an idea that there's an actual baseball game. This facility at the high school has both football and baseball right next to each other. And I don't know exactly what type, whether it's professional, semi-pro, or some type of an offshoot of that.
Yeah, it's the Cincinnati Steam, and I believe they are similar to what we're watching today, Rick, a semi-pro type of league, if I'm not mistaken. But, Western Hills High School is of course, the home to former Cincinnati Reds great Pete Rose. So, no mistake that they would have an excellent. Most people probably have, especially in this area.
Right.
They have a beautiful baseball facility, like we said, right next door. So, really nice sports facilities here at Western Hills, like you said, Rick, here on the west side of Cincinnati.
Yeah, the baseball stadium, as most baseball stadiums go, is definitely upscale from anything you're going to find in most typical high school situations.
Oh, definitely.
And so it definitely lends itself to bringing in these semi-pro baseball teams to also play. The Cincinnati Steam.
Yep.
Well, it's steamy today, that's for sure.
Yeah, appropriate name today.
For everybody to realize this, we do not have press box air conditioning, so we, like everyone else, typically these press boxes, they're fairly close anyway.
Right.
So it's like sitting in a big metal can, so to speak, as far as when you're in a press box.
Yeah, not the best receptacle for heat, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. And so we probably, the only thing that we lack up here that they at least have the benefit down in the stands is a breeze, because there's just not much of a breeze that's going to be flowing through this football press box.
That's right.
Well, you've got the lineups as best we know for these teams today, don't you?
Briefly, we can go through a couple of the different players. Of course, we know for your Chiefs, starting quarterback is going to be Antonio Davis, AD, number 17. And he's probably going to be joined in the backfield by number 12, Maurice Lovett, who's been the starter for most of the season that we've seen. But again, Cincinnati's shown that they're not afraid to rotate guys through. They use quite a few different backs, including Tyrone Berry and Blake Moore, as well as T.J. Harris, who we got a real heavy dose of in the fourth quarter last week. So I imagine we'll see all those young men again.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, excuse me. That's right. Of course, last week, like we talked about, was the Tornadoes.
Right.
But 2 weeks ago was against the Butler County Broncos.
Right. Broncos had a lot of beef on that team.
Yeah, they did. They had a lot of size. But again, the Chiefs showed that they could get some movement up front and did a nice job running the ball. Receiving corps is led by 85, Deshaun Edwards. And, of course, against Dayton last time, he had a couple of really nice long catches. Also, Eric Evans, Deontay Riley, and Khalid Ali round out the receiving corps. But again, talking to Coach Poole last week, he talked about the fact that really any of these skill players could line up at wide receiver, and that's a real benefit to them. As far as the Hornets, they're going to be led by number 11, Evan Sawyer. And, we saw Evan, like we said a couple weeks ago, and, Evan played a nice game. Of course, he's also going to be lined up next to by number 21, Tristan Murray, the running back, and also probably get a lot of number 28, Mike Steele today, as well as 24, Tramel Hayes, and 25, Antoine Kendall. But, of course, that brings us to the receivers, and like we talked about, the Hornets have had a real upgrade at the receiver position since the last time we saw them. The addition of number 17, Jalen Marshall, and, of course, Buckeyes fans and NFL fans will remember Jalen for his excellent football playmaking abilities.
I'm just running off my phone.
Also, Nick Black is another receiver that we'll probably see a lot of today for the Hornets. So again, like we said, we did see these two teams a couple weeks ago, and the final was Chiefs 46, Hornets 21. But really a close game at halftime, Rick, that really turned on a couple different turnovers in the second half. So we'll see if it's able to have 4 quarters of close football this week. Of course, both these teams have shown really good defense. Dayton has shown really strong defense the past 2 weeks, recording 2 shutouts, and I believe they only gave up 6 or 12 points the first 2 weeks of the season as well. So, before the Chiefs came to town, the Hornets had not given up a lot of points, and they've shown that they're not going to give up a lot of points after that. So, it could be a really, really interesting matchup tonight.
Yeah, one of the owners, Rico, he's preparing the latest information for us on the Chiefs so that we'll have updated information available as we start this broadcast. We want to welcome everyone there in Radio Land on WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio, Fayette County. For those of you in the Cincinnati area that may not be familiar with where we're located, we are up Interstate 71 at exit 69. That's the Jeffersonville exit. And if you're familiar at all with the outlet malls that are located up there near State Route 35.
We're not at the first outlet mall.
Yeah, we're at the second outlet
Coming
mall.
from this direction.
That's right. From this direction, we are at the second exit. It's the outlet mall that has literally been converted into just a lot of warehouse slash manufacturing slash radio station space.
Yeah, not a lot of retail space left there.
No, that's true. A couple, there's like 3 gambling centers there. These skilled gaming centers.
Skilled gaming, I believe, not gambling.
Skilled, that's
skilled
right.
gaming.
That's right. And so those are our neighbors. And anyway, we are happy to announce that we are putting the final touches on negotiating with a few of those gaming centers and also with a sports-related company that actually does all kinds of exotic imprinting on various sports stuff, and they're going to start providing us with stuff that we can give away, like at half times and things like that from our broadcasts here. But they actually imprint everything from footballs to, all kinds of stuff that you see, these little giveaway things that are sports related. And that's what they specialize in. So they are going to be one of our partners as well. What we're getting at is we've been desperately seeking an upgrade of the bandwidth in our studios so that we can do a lot more in the way of our broadcasts and a lot more streaming from our studios. That will probably still take 90 to 120 days, according to Time Warner Spectrum, as far as having the fiber actually brought in. But it will be fiber, and we will have, or could have, up to a gigabit of bandwidth. So,
Rick, my only question is, how much faster would it be if you got out there with a shovel and started digging the lines?
It would probably be much faster.
Okay. All right. So again, like Rick said, we are in the process of doing some updates at the studio and trying to increase the bandwidth and hopefully increase our somewhere here. Sorry, just in some conversation here. That's the most updated one I've got, Rico.
All right. Anyway, Dean O needs a phone charger. All right, so I'm going to go down and take Dean a phone charger. And Chuck, it's in your capable hands here until I get back taking Dean a phone charger.
Please tell me one of them 6'5", the other one's 5'10". Drawn apart. Oh, one of them's a kicker, right?
Derek Shear is number 5.
Okay. Yeah, right there.
Derek Shear is number 5. Take everybody else to food.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, folks, sorry about that. Just getting some roster updates here for the Chiefs. Want to make sure that we give everybody the credit they deserve and name all our players. Of course, we're a little short-staffed tonight. We are missing our illustrious other broadcaster, Mr. Bill Raybeck. Bill currently is somewhere in the Caribbean, celebrating a second honeymoon with his lovely wife. So I'm sure they're watching us right now, and I just want to wish them the best of luck and have a safe trip, and hope you have a great time while you're there. So again, I'll be handling the broadcasting duties here with Rick tonight, the play-by-play. So again, like we said here, we're about 24 minutes away from kickoff, and again, tonight's game is going to feature, like we said, one exciting addition, Mr. Jalen Marshall, who had 3 touchdowns in his previous game, his debut for the Hornets. So I'm sure he'll be looking to capitalize this week and make some big plays for the Hornets tonight. Again, like we talked about, these two teams played just a few weeks ago, and the Hornets were dealt their only loss at the hands of the Chiefs. Of course, that was a home game for the Hornets at Roger Glass Stadium up at Chaminade Julienne High School in Dayton. And, of course, tonight, like we said, we're here at Arch McCartney Stadium on Western Hills campus, the home team, or the home site, excuse me, of the home team, the Cincinnati Chiefs. And it looks like the Chiefs will be sporting their red jerseys tonight with black pants. The Hornets wearing their solid black uniforms, black tops, black bottoms, with the, of course, the electric or lime green trim that the Hornets have on their jerseys tonight.
Yeah, they almost look like Wilmington Quaker colors when we talk Wilmington College.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. The Wilmington's kind of moved to that the electric green or the bright green, and yeah, you're starting to see that with more and more teams starting to adapt. More, I guess, what you would call extreme color combinations and extreme colors that you might not have seen 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You're right. Maybe we'll have to jazz up our Campus Nation colors at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe some kind of electric red.
Yeah. Fire engine electric red. Yeah.
There you go.
For those of you that are not really familiar with where we're located, we are on the west side of Cincinnati. Western Hills, not far from downtown Cincinnati, beyond Price Hill, on the west side of Cincinnati off Glenway Avenue. And as Chuck alluded, the famous personality that went to school here and was a Cincinnati Red absolute stalwart, Pete Rose, and I'm sure that Pete still probably makes it out here when he's in town occasionally to see what's going on his old stomping grounds here.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But the facilities here, the field really doesn't look that old. I don't know how long it's been as far as with his turf, but I would imagine the turf is relatively new, maybe a couple years old.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know I did a little research when I was looking up the stadium how to get here, and the stadium and the field did appear on a local architect's website that designed the stadium and field, and I can't remember what year it said it was put in. But
yeah, because Google, when I did an actual Google Earth, in order to locate, to make sure that I was coming to the right location here about a week ago, the picture that was on Google Earth was of the dirt.
Really?
They had not applied the new surface, but you could tell that the stadium was under reconstruction, I guess you could say.
Well, there you go. We just need to find out then when Google Earth used that picture.
Well, that's right, and it would say right there if I would have, actually looked at it. But as far as the facilities here, including the press box and the stands, they all look to be rather new. The seating, as far as is basically on the home side, on the visitor side, as you can see with some of our shots. There's some benches for the opposing team, but there's not really in the sense of any kind of visitor seating. So the visitors will sit on the same side with the home team, and I guess that's pretty good if you're talking about bands, because the bands usually play to the home team. So if you're visiting, you'll still be able to see the band actually facing you when you're at a football game here.
Yeah, that's right. No question here which way the band's facing.
Exactly. So and they have a new building that houses the restrooms. Restrooms are once again also new. So this entire area here has been totally renovated with new stands, new turf, and new restrooms. And then as far as the baseball stadium that we see in our distance, that stadium there looks older, but it certainly is, as we said, sort of an upscale for a high school baseball diamond, as you would expect, being the home field of Pete Rose. And I'm sure that Pete certainly may have had something to do with the more elaborate size and nature of that stadium.
I would hope so.
But it too has a very nice press box, from what I can tell, and it has quite a bit of nice seating behind home plate. And very spacious, from what you can tell from here, very spacious dugouts, both on the home and the visitor side.
Yeah, that's right. And like you said, Rick, one of the nice things I see, is a nice grandstand that you don't see at a lot of high schools for their baseball field. And again, I know you said you panned over there already a couple times, and
it would be a great place to do baseball.
It really would be.
And so, who knows? Maybe sometime in the future we might talk with the Storm and see if we might be looking to do some baseball games here, because it would be a great home field from the way that it's laid out. In fact, it would not be difficult I didn't really find electricity on the opposite side here, but I'm sure at the baseball stadium there might be some plugs. But you could even, from this vantage point, because you've got the football stadium here, you could probably put a camera out here in center field almost, and have a center field shot along with down the baseline shot. So
yeah, that's true. You know, we'd look like Sports Time Ohio. We did something like that.
Exactly. So it might be something that in the future, that might be something to put on our wish list of places that we might want to talk to. And to correct things, because Chuck brought up the fact that they weren't dressed in that, it's true. We actually went on the air a little bit early. We were supposed to be on the air at 7. We went on at about 10 till. So we actually went on 10 minutes early, and the game doesn't get underway till 7:30. And I think that the last game with the Tornadoes that never got off the ground, that was also a 7:30 start.
Yeah,
so
I believe it was.
It's very
right.
possible that for this very reason, it does start to get warm this time of the year. And remember, we're going to be playing into July, possibly even August.
Right.
For when you get into tournaments and things. And so football in the spring and the summertime, and we're not that far from summer next week. So
feels like summer right now, Rick.
Oh, absolutely. And this is supposed to be above normal temperatures, but I would say this is certainly regular summertime temperatures that we've got here.
For sure.
Yeah. And my grass continues to grow, so I've got to get as fast as I get it cut, I got to start all over again.
Well, Rick, if you didn't have such a big yard, you wouldn't have that kind of cycle.
Well, that's true. 7 acres, you got to do a lot of mowing in order to be able. But
never ends, I'm sure.
Out there in the country, I'm going to go ahead and take our ZAA logo off so that people can get a better look at some of what we're looking at here as far as the field. You can see the Western Hills W at the 50-yard line in the shot that we've got here. One of the things you might also want to notice is we've sort of changed things up. We have a new score bug. That's the scoring apparatus that we use to keep score. And with the new score bug, we have the ability to even add the quarters to it. We still have yet to add a running clock on this particular score bug, but they continue to update, and that's one of the great things about the software and the hardware that we use to do what we call our B class, and that doesn't mean to say that only reason we call it B is because there is an A class, and the A class software and hardware is a lot harder to move around. The nice thing about the software that we're using and the hardware that we use is it's fairly mobile, and it's easy to pack away, it's easy to unpack, it's easy to repack. Some of the stuff that we will be getting involved in more with the new football season this fall will be a lot more elaborate, will be a lot more difficult to move around, but it will also have capability second to none. It will be ESPN 3-level graphics and all the other stuff that goes with that. We'll have 4-camera instant replay. We do have instant replay, and we'll try to use it more on the game today. But we do have the capability, at least, of a single channel instant replay. And so whatever goes out to the program, meaning whatever you people are seeing currently on the program, because we do have obviously 2 cameras here today, but whatever program out is, we capture that and we can play it back. We can set the time, the amount of seconds we go back. We've got it set, I think, for 8 seconds. So, at the end of a play, we can go back 8 seconds. We can set it so that it's the regular speed. Tonight, we're going to test it on half speed. So if we do any replays, you'll see it in slow-mo. And we're just playing around with it.
We don't have the super slow-mo, right? That you see on the.
We can. Well, not super in the. If you were talking about baseball, where you can see the.
Or the football frame by frame, where you see the steps. And
no, I don't think we have that ability. Although there is a new capability added to this, and I've not yet, read to understand, because a lot of men don't tend to read much when it comes. You just sort of try it out. We don't look at directions that much.
Okay.
But anyway, there is another capability that we have to the system where it will allow us to mark certain parts of the game, and then we can actually go back and we can replay that throughout the game. So, and I don't know that it's actually related specifically to the instant replay. I think that we can just set certain segments of the game that we can mark, and then, for instance, if you see on the network sports programs where maybe going into a break, they'll play, a play, or they'll play a part of the game as they're going out to break. I think that's what it's designed to do. But I'll learn more about it, and we'll have it. We'll try to have it for our fans here in upcoming weeks. And of course, actually, the way we bring this to you and the pictures that we get are about at least 50% of the game when you think about what the action is on the field. The way we actually bring it to you, both audio and video, has just as much to do with how you enjoy a game, as the actual play action that's going on with the football team.
Well, that's exactly right. And, again, like that's going to be a really nice capability because of the big play capabilities of these two teams. In the future, we get these games again. It's going to be very exciting.
And hopefully we'll have, as I said, maybe a couple plays this game that we can utilize our instant replay and see how it looks, to our fans out there as far as the game broadcast.
I'm sure if these players have anything to do with it, they'll make sure that we do.
That's right. And for those of you that probably are wondering, where is Carmen Sandiego, otherwise known as Bill Raybeck, the Razor Raybeck?
Yep, I already gave that update while you were running
told
around.
him that he was out on the Love Boat?
Yes, out in the Caribbean somewhere, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, second honeymoon again.
I guess so. And so there's confirmation there can be a second honeymoon. And Bill and his wife Carol are out somewhere in the Caribbean. And I left a message for him. I don't know. It was probably earlier in the week because I think this is a 10-day cruise, or he'll be gone 10 days.
Right.
But I realized that when you're out somewhere in the middle of, the Atlantic Ocean or the Caribbean area, that there aren't a lot of cell towers around out there.
Probably not.
So if you get close to land, and I don't know whether these cruises actually had port of calls or where they would stop, but I was thinking, well, maybe if they did, he would get my message. Well,
right.
He apparently didn't. So I hope that they're enjoying themselves. And one of the things about those cruises that I have heard, because I've never been on a cruise.
Nor have I.
That you usually come back about 25 pounds fatter.
I have heard that as well.
That's right, because the food is absolutely ridiculously incredible
and plentiful.
And that's right. Yeah, you can eat anytime, day or night on those cruises. There's always food available to you. So, and it makes me hungry just thinking about it. But anyway, so once again, we hope that Carol and Bill are enjoying themselves immensely on the second honeymoon. You both deserve it.
That's right. That's right. All right, so again, we're about 11 minutes now from kickoff, and
temperature seems like it might have dropped a little.
I think it is cooling down a little bit,
yeah.
And starting to feel a little bit of a breeze up here in the press box.
There was some question that we might get some pop-up showers. You can look at, there are certain clouds off in the distance that could potentially might have some sprinkles in them. I don't think that there's anything that's really glaringly dark and ominous.
Yeah, not a lot of gray clouds out there. You're right.
That's right. So I at this point, let's hope that we can, for the sake of the baseball game going on behind us, as well as the football game upcoming, that we can get through this without having to worry about any kind of interruption or any kind of thunder or any kinds of delays. These games, typically, they run fairly long anyway. And if they're anything like the other two games that we've done, they seem to have more than their usual of penalties. So that we will watch as well. But I think we certainly, in most cases, we will approach anywhere from 3 hours and 45 minutes to 4 hours for a game like this.
Yeah, that's right. And that's one thing that, we've discussed earlier with Bill is just the fact that these guys don't have the time to put in a lot of preparation through the week. A lot of these guys obviously are working other jobs, maybe two jobs, going to school or doing other things. And the practice schedules just aren't as intense as they would be at other levels of football. So, because of that, some of these players, the timing is a little off and the discipline isn't always where it needs to be for lining up the right way and the right formation and things like that. So you're right. Those things do add to the length of the game. And, so hopefully these teams can clean that up a little bit tonight and, get us through a clean game here.
Yeah, and one thing that we will say, and we want to clarify, it is certainly not that the level of play is begging.
Not at all.
The skill level is extremely high.
That's right.
and just as good, if not better, than some of your better football teams at the college level. These guys definitely, they put time in on their skill and they love the game. That's why they're playing beyond what I talked with a gentleman on the Chiefs. Didn't realize this. I said, because I looked at him and I thought, my gosh, this man. And I said, and your name? And I thought he said Grandpa. And I said, no, tell me. I said, how old are you? And at first, sort of like I do usually, he sort of didn't want to tell me, but he was 56 years old.
Wow.
56 years old, and he's still playing football, and as skinny as a rail. These people that are out here that are grinding in this intense temperature and that put the time they do to hone these skills and to continue to play, oftentimes, a lot of people do not realize how much they have to love this game to
that's right.
to be
That's
so
exactly right.
involved the way they are. Well, looks like the Zebras are coming out to the field here.
That's a good sign.
That
means
is a
we're
good sign.
Getting underway at least.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right, Rick. The level of commitment and the passion these guys have to be out here doing this, I tell you, is a rare thing. And some of these guys are guys that are just fresh out of school or trying to catch on somewhere, get a break somewhere. But you're right. A lot of these guys are guys that their playing days at the high school level and the college level have passed them by, and they just aren't ready to walk away yet. They've still got something to contribute, and we see a lot of that out of these guys. And again, like you mentioned too, the skill level of some of these players is just outstanding. The speed we've seen out of these Chiefs and out of these Hornets before, this is going to be a very entertaining football game.
Oh, no question about that. Anybody that has watched any of our the other two games that we've done, whether you were talking the Butler County Broncos or you're talking about these Dayton Hornets from Dayton, or obviously our own Chiefs here, all three teams that we have seen, we have certainly not been the least bit disappointed in the actual level of skill that these players have exhibited or the entertainment factor that we've gotten from these games. They've been thoroughly enjoyable.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, so again, the Chiefs look like they're lining up, getting ready to come out to the field. The Dayton team is over huddled on their sideline, and looks like the coach is giving them some final instructions here before we get ready to start. Of course, Dayton is led by head coach Tony Martin, and your Chiefs are led by head coach David Poole. And both have very capable staffs full of a lot of years of football experience. So, should be a very exciting, competitive football game here this evening. And so again, game time temperature is going to be about 92 or 93 degrees, and with a slight breeze. But again, we don't have the field temperature, but I imagine that the field temperature is quite a few degrees above that. So again, hopefully we can keep these players well hydrated today. It's 92 degrees right now, according to the latest update I can find on the temperature, and again, should fall through the 80s or into the 80s as the game continues. Probably about 80 degrees by the time we wrap up this evening. But again, so not going to be a very cool evening for sure.
And I'm really surprised because typically we've seen a fairly good crowd at most of these games. I'm surprised that there's as many fans that are out here, and a lot of them have umbrellas, not for fear of, I think,
That's
any
right,
kind
not
of
for the rain.
showers, but because it is so intensely humid and hot and to a point almost stifling. But there are people out here, and they are soaking up the sunshine, so to speak, and they've got burgers, and they've got drinks, and they've got all kinds of stuff that are available here that they cook off to the side as you come in the gate there off of.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, like we talked about, fun family atmosphere. A lot of kids here. I saw a lot of the players with their kids out on the field during warm-ups.
Oh yeah,
and,
they're all over the place.
Really a neat atmosphere for that. All right, so it looks like the Chiefs captains are walking to midfield and just waiting now to be joined by the captains from the Hornets, and we'll have a coin toss here and have some decisions made, and then we'll have a kickoff and get underway.
Yeah, and a heads up for next week, we want to let everybody know that we will not be broadcasting the game from Lima next week with the Chiefs and Lima. I've got a prior commitment, which is an intern that now operates the Piqua Public television station. AJ Ganger is getting married next week, and so I will be attending his wedding, and so we'll have that week off. Bill Raybeck will be back after that, so the next game we'll have the original Dirty Crew here of all the cast and characters, and we'll be adding Heather Morgan hopefully in the coming game. Heather Morgan was a morning show host on WZAA, and she'll be back. She'll help us with some camera work and that, and so hopefully we'll have the whole crew together here for a game in just a few weeks.
I don't know if I really like being called the Dirty Crew there, Rick. I'm not sure what that
they got fireworks
implies, but yeah, they do. Yeah, so
the Dirty
Dozen. Here come your Cincinnati Chiefs.
Or half dozen. The Dirty half dozen.
There we go. So again, Chiefs being led onto the field again, like we said, with some players, kids, and a couple players, and here they come. So again, so we've also got our coin toss going on at midfield, and
so, barring them burning the stadium down, we should be getting underway here in a couple minutes.
I think we're safe. Those fireworks.
It kind of sounds like the popcorn that used to have in little aluminum trays, and you put it over the fire and it started
Rick,
popping.
are you telling me the popcorn didn't always come in the microwave?
No.
All right. Of course, show my age a little bit. I do remember the popping over fire as well.
So you remember that? Well,
remember the air fryer as
good.
well. The looked like a woman's hair dryer with the big.
And it looks like the Dayton team, they've sort of got a little bit of smoke they're breathing
They
of their
do,
own.
yeah,
Green smoke.
Little green smoke from the hive over across the way. So they're getting fired up over on the far sideline.
I honestly believe Dayton Hornets probably think we're going to take this game. I think they think that they are a lot better than they were. What would have been May I think it was the 19th.
Yeah, that's right. And I talked to Coach Martin before the game today, and that he kind of said, kind of the same thing you said, that they've been improving and they just keep improving, and
obviously the only team they've lost to are these very Chiefs here.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And again, the Chiefs have shown a lot of firepower, but again, like we talked about earlier, the first half of the game a couple weeks ago was very competitive and a very close game. So we'll see if the rematch here can live up to that.
If I recall, I think that at halftime there was only like a 3-point or 6-point difference.
Yeah, it was within a touchdown, I believe. You're right.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, the ended up being 46-21, but again, that was mostly due to turnovers in the second half, and really a game that was a lot closer than the scoreboard showed.
Right.
All right, so we're waiting for some indication here on the coin toss, and
in addition, as a reminder, all CPS facilities are non-smoking. All CPS facilities are non-smoking.
looks like the Hornets won the toss. They're going to defer, I believe. And so we're about ready to get underway here, Rick.
I can't tell whether the announcer is live somewhere else in the stadium or because there's no one from the press box that we're making those announcements that I could see.
I think that may have been a pre-recorded announcement.
Yeah, I was going to say it could have been pre-recorded.
All right, so again, just getting ready to go here. The both teams getting their final instructions here. The officials trying to clear the field here, get the teams to their sidelines, and we'll be underway. And it looks like the Chiefs are going to receive.
So was it Dayton that won the toss?
I
And they
believe
deferred?
it was, and they deferred. So deep is going to be number 3, Sergio Freeman. Number 1, Dre Reap. Of course, Dre, we've seen some fantastic returns out of this season, so he'll be looking to get things started here right off the bat. And, of course, the Chiefs' war cry being played over the loudspeakers right now. You can probably hear that, and reminiscent of the Florida State Seminoles. Or maybe I should say Florida State is reminiscent of our Chiefs.
Well, yeah, you don't know. All right, we got all teams now on the field. Ready to play some football.
All right, so again, the kicker for Dayton gets the ball lined up, and Chiefs still milling about a little bit. And again, like we talked about, Dre Reap back deep for the Chiefs, along with number 3, Sergio Freeman.
You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, and also WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio, Fayette County.
All right, so again, number 88, Cullen Bradley, ready to kick off for the Hive here, the Dayton Hornets. And again, Reap and Freeman set to return for your Chiefs.
Looks like they keep looking around for something, like they're missing something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, we've got a couple other people on the field. They're not in uniform.
I'm guessing that's the chain gang crossing the field.
Okay,
so
it might be.
hard to have a game without them.
True.
In fact, almost impossible.
Well, and we do have a football, so we know we have the football. I know there was a game when it disappeared and they weren't sure whether they were going to be able to finish the game. And the crowd is increasing in size. So
Yes, it is. Nice crowd here today.
And the sun is either behind some clouds or it's starting to go down. But we have definitely seen a drop in temperature. So it is becoming a little more pleasant as far as this evening's activities.
That's right.
All right, I think we're ready now. They are going to deploy.
All right, so again, Bradley gives a signal. Referee okays him, and Reap and Freeman set to return.
We're off.
And there's the kick, and the kick is going to be fielded by Dre Reap at about the 5-yard line. Dre cut back to the middle, looking for a hole, and he's going to take it up to about the 20-yard line, so we'll call it a 15-yard return there for Dre. And the Chiefs are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And so again, the Chiefs led by number 17, AD, Antonio Davis, the quarterback, and he's going to be flanked by number 13, Deontay Riley. And the starting running back, it looks like, is going to be number 30, Tyrone Armstrong. And also see number 93, Tay Hayes, coming into the lineup. Okay, looks like Tay's going to be playing right guard today. Okay, so. All right, so again, we've got a 2-by-2 look here. And scratch that. That is Maurice Lovett at quarterback. Maurice fakes and throws for number 82, and it's picked off. Picked off by Dayton, number, I believe that was 26, Willie James on the interception, but I'll have to double check that. And so again, a rather inauspicious beginning for the Chiefs. Tip pass turns into an interception, and
our first
we've
replay.
got 1st and 10 there on the Hornets.
We got a flag on the play, don't we?
Yes, we do. So we'll wait and see what it is, but I believe it occurred after the interception, so I don't believe it'll affect possession here. And
Against the
it's gonna
Chiefs.
be, yeah.
Oh, no, it's against both teams.
Okay, so we're
Offsetting.
going to have offsetting penalties, but again, occurred after the turnover, so it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
So maybe a little chippiness. And we saw this in the original game, and so there is no love lost between this Dayton and this Cincinnati team here tonight.
No, that's right. And again, I didn't really see anything there that
No, didn't either.
looked too chippy to me. But number 11, Evan Sawyer, the quarterback for the Dayton Hornets. A 2-by-2 look here. The running back, course number 21, like we mentioned in there earlier, Tristan Murray, excuse me. And so Sawyer calls for the ball, hands to Murray up the middle. Murray, little sidestep, makes himself some room, and Murray with a nice 9-yard gain there to start the game. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 1 here for the Hornets. And again, the Chiefs had some penetration, but a nice sidestep by Murray there to get to the hole and make something happen there.
We're early here in the game, 14:21 remaining in this first quarter of play. 0-0.
All right, so the Hornets break the huddle, come to the line with 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top. Again, Murray the back, offset to the right. Chiefs look to be manned up across the way with a 1 safety playing deep. Sawyer calls for the snap. And another give to Murray, this time up the middle, and Murray picks up about 4, so that'll be a 1st down for the Hornets. So 2
They're moving
plays,
the
2
ball.
carries for Murray, and a 1st down, and they are moving the ball. You're right, Rick. 13 yards on 2 carries.
Well, they look, I guess you could say, a little more confident coming into the game initially here than perhaps, although they commanded most of the first half of play in the original game that we played up there at Chaminade Julian High School.
Yeah, they
in
did.
Dayton.
You're right. And Murray showed he could carry the rock in that game.
Right.
And, it looks to be continuing that same way this time. So, again, this time, 3-by-1, 3 receivers to the top of the field. Jalen Marshall, the outside receiver, offset. Murray offset to the right. And Sawyer surveys, looks at the coverage. There's the snap. And quick inside slant to number 10. And that's going to be a gain of about 8. So Sawyer's first pass is complete. And again, that looks like that was number 18, Nick Black, not 10, I don't believe. All
At the
right,
10-yard
so
line.
They are, and just like that, they're down to the 10 with 2nd and 2 here for the Hornets. And again, from about the 12-yard line, like Rick said. So Chiefs looking to make a defensive stop here. They really need to get something going. 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 3-by-1 look. Again, Murray to the right. Sawyer in the shotgun. And there's the snap. Give to Murray up the middle, and Murray's going to pick up, we'll call it 5, so that'll be another 1st down. Tristan Murray averaging about 6 yards a pop so far on 3 carries. So
Yeah, they look right now unstoppable.
they really do. So now we've got 1st and goal from about the Chiefs' 6. And again, the Chiefs are going to look to stiffen up here and see if they can't hold Dayton out of the end zone. So this time we have looks like a 1-by-2 look. 2 receivers to the top of the field. Marshall in the slot. 2 running backs this time, flanking both sides. There's Marshall in motion to the bottom of the field. And give to Murray off the right side. A nice penetration by the Chiefs there. That's going to be a loss of about 4 yards. So
That's the time you want your defense to step up, and
That's
they
right.
stiffened.
Peebles with a nice stop there from his end position there for the Chiefs. So, again, nice job by number 44, Jamal Peebles, to get some penetration there and blow that up before Murray could make anything happen. And, we've already seen Murray make a couple first initial cuts, and, Peebles just didn't allow him to do that on that run. Okay, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal now from the 9. Hornets break the huddle and back to a 2-by-2 look here. This time Murray offset to the left of Sawyer. Chiefs look to be in a tight man coverage here. And Chiefs coming some pressure off the edge. Inside slant picked off by number 21. And number 21 for your Chiefs, that's Aaron Moore with a nice interception there. So nice turnover by the Chiefs. So like we talked about, the Chiefs bent a lot there, but they did not break.
That's right.
Able to keep the Hornets out of the end zone. So the Chiefs are going to take over now. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from about their own 40, we'll call it their 44-yard line. So, again, 1st and 10 Chiefs.
Yeah, they weren't to be intimidated by the Hornets.
That's for sure. They just took their stinger away right there. So Chiefs break the huddle here, and let's see what they come out in. And by the way, still Maurice Lovett at quarterback, so we've got a 2-by-2 look here. Lovett looks at the defense.
Oh, got a
And
flag.
a little give up the middle to number 30. And that is Tyrone Armstrong. And again, Armstrong with about a 4-yard gain, but we'll check the flag here.
Offsides, motion, something.
And it's encroachment against the Hornets. So, again, Tyrone Armstrong with a nice little pickup there. And let's see what they mark off the penalty here. And
Another 5 yards.
yeah, it's going to bring up 1st and, well, we'll call it 1st and should be 5.
Yep.
All right, so again, different formation now. 3 receivers to the top of the field. Armstrong offset to Maurice Lovett's right side this time. Lovett checks the sideline, gets the call, and drops back. Whips one out to number 85. And that is Deshaun Edwards. Deshaun with his first catch of the night. And Maurice's first completion of the night. So, again, 1 for 2 with 1 interception, 1 completion so far. And Deshaun Edwards with a nice catch and a nice first down there. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Chiefs from the Hornets' 41-yard line. All right, so again, 2-by-2 look here. Armstrong moves to the left side of Lovett. Dayton backs out of their pressure. And intended for number 85, but falls incomplete there. Intended for Deshaun Edwards, but again, falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10, again, from the Hornets' 41-yard line. And again, the Hornets doing showing some movement up front, walking into blitzes and walking out, and showing some corner pressure and walking out of it. And we'll see. I don't know if they're just trying to confuse Maurice Lovett at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them start to bring some guys off the edge if the Chiefs start to move the football.
We were wondering where the announcements were coming from. Well, we have a DJ here that's down closer to the field.
So,
that's what we've been hearing.
Ooh,
whoa, what a hit.
Hand off to Lovett, and Lovett gets stuffed by number 52. And that is Josh Munnerlin. And Munnerlin with a stick there on Tyrone Armstrong. So
almost gave me a headache.
Yeah, it hurt me up here too. So we'll call that a gain of 2 for Armstrong. And that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 8 here for the Chiefs. So again, Chiefs need to make something happen here if they want to convert here on this first drive. So another 2-by-2 look here for the Chiefs. Again, Armstrong offset to the left of the quarterback, Maurice Lovett. And Lovett fires it complete to number 82. That's Raphael Dell, and that's going to be good for a first down. We'll call it a 12-yard gain there.
Special shout out to anybody up there in the Dayton, Ohio area. If you are a Hornets fan and you're watching our broadcast, we welcome you on boardcampusnation.com and WZAA.
That's right. So again, 2-by-2 look here for the Chiefs. Lovett gets the snap, rolls out, pressure, rolls to his right. And he's going to pick up what he can, gets all the way down to about the 15-yard line. We'll call that a gain of, we're going to call that a gain of about 14. So, again, Lovett with a nice run there for 14 yards and another first down for the Chiefs. So, First and 10 now for the Chiefs from the Hornets 16-yard line.
And often, as we do in these press box situations, when they have the posts in between the window setups, hopefully they will not be running this much to the right because we do have a post, and if anyone runs a path into the corner of the end zone, it'll be something where we'll have to catch it back from the opposite end zone camera.
That's right. Just remember, it doesn't mean that the players actually hit the post.
That's right.
Just the camera.
That's right.
So again, this time the Chiefs come out on a 3-by-1 look. 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 lone receiver up to the top. Armstrong offset to the left. Lovett eyes the defense, calls for the snap. Snap over Lovett's head. He's able to corral it, and he gets a throw off, but an ill-advised throw there, and
that was
intended for number 13, Deontay Riley, but falls harmlessly incomplete. But again, Dayton was sitting back in their zone, and very lucky that wasn't an interception. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Chiefs, again from the Hornets' 16-yard line. And this time the Hornets flip the formation. Now we got 3 receivers to the top of the field, 1 to the bottom. Single receiver down here is number 83. Of course, that's Valdez James Jr. And Lovett under pressure, and Lovett's going to go down. He's going to be sacked, and it's going to be a loss of, we'll call it a loss of 10 yards there. So a big sack there.
Once again, the Hornets now doing the same thing that the Chiefs did when the Hornets had them pinned up against their end zone. They've stiffened up a great deal here.
Yes, they have. You're exactly right. And I didn't get the number on that sack, but a nice job getting pressure there for the Chiefs. For the Hornets. Just a breakdown there, it looked like, for the Chiefs from their protection. So that's going to bring up a long 3rd and we'll call it 20 now from the 25-yard line. So again, the Chiefs need a big play here to see if they can convert. And we've seen in the past, so the Chiefs do have the speed to make that happen.
Definitely have that capacity, and certainly the arm of the quarterback and the receiver core to be able to affect that.
All right, so Lovett sees something he doesn't like now. He's going to discuss it with Raphael Dell, and it looks like they've got things figured out. So Dell goes back and gets set. Again, 2-by-2, and there's the snap. Lovett throws, and just overshot number 85, Deshaun Edwards.
And that was to the post in the press box.
That's right, the infamous missing Bermuda Triangle of the press box.
That's right, they disappear behind the post.
Again, falls incomplete, intended for Deshaun Edwards, and Deshaun has shown to be a big playmaker for the Chiefs, so I'm sure they're going to keep trying to get him the ball in those situations. So that's going to bring up 4th down, and got a timeout here, it looks like, for the Chiefs. Going to discuss what they want to do here on 4th and very long coming up.
Well, it is apparent they don't attempt a field goal from here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I haven't seen a kicker into the field, so.
Once again, it looks like the clock has been stopped. There is an official timeout being taken by the Chiefs.
Timeout, Chiefs.
All right, so again, like we said, timeout Chiefs, and both teams now are going to huddle up and meet with their coaches. And again, already seen some fireworks. Both teams gone up and down the field. Haven't seen any points yet. But,
no, we've actually seen more defense than we saw in that first meeting of the two. Thus far, it's been more of a defensive struggle by both teams. Although, once again, I don't think that there were a lot of points put on the board even in the first quarter last
no, that's true.
Last game.
Yeah,
so I think that these teams, once again, they're sort of feeling themselves out. The teams frequently will have some new players in the course of the season. It's not like a typical football team like you'd see in the NFL or even at the college ranks where you see the same players week to week to week. A lot of times they'll pick someone up, someone will drop out, someone will come in. I don't know exactly what the rules are, but I know that we see each week there's a new roster almost of additional players that have been added to the team.
Yeah, that's right. And like we talked about, there's so many different factors these players have to deal with as far as just their real and regular lives. So maybe sometimes a guy might have to leave or might have to step aside or be out of game, and we just don't have a lot of information on that. But again, 2-by-2 look here for the Chiefs, 4th and 20. Again, from the 25-yard line of the Hornets. There's a snap. Lovett pumps. It's going to go deep into the end zone. It's going to fall harmlessly incomplete. So turnover on downs now, and the Hornets will come out and take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. So, again, we've seen, like we talked about, teams go up and down the field, but no points here so far. So with 4:28 to go here in the first quarter, your score remains your Chiefs 0, Dayton Hornets 0.
I want to remind you this Monday on WZAA and also on our Facebook feed, which appears on the website as well as on our Facebook page on WZAA, we have the Morning Zoo, and that is from 7 to 10, and that's Monday through Friday, 7 to 10, the Morning Zoo on WZAA.
All right, so again, 2-by-2 look here for the Hornets. Back offset to the right is Murray, and a give to Murray. Murray cuts it back, picks up, we'll call it about 3. So nice little pickup there for Tristan Murray. And Murray with his 5th carry of the game, and you know what, we're going to call that a gain of 5. Don't want to shortcut Tristan there. So again, his 5th carry of the game already. All right, so the Hornets break the huddle, and again, their familiar 2-by-2 look here. And Sawyer looks for the snap. Low, but he digs it out and fires it. And there we go, our first completed pass to number 17, Jalen Marshall. That's going to go for a gain of 7 and a first down for the Hornets. And, nice job clutching that ball there by Jalen. Looked like he tipped it a little bit, but was able to maintain his concentration, hold on to it, and nice job there.
Girls Club.
All right, so 3-by-1 look now. 3 receivers to the bottom of the field for the Chiefs. For the Hornets. There's a snap. And, give is to Murray, but he is absolutely stuffed there. And it looks like that was big number 18, I believe. Is that Vito Sosa there with the stop? I take that back. I think that was big number 95, Brandon Land, or 94, Eddie Davis, because he just got stuck. So again, Murray with no gain there. Already on his 6th carry. There's the snap. Sawyer looks deep, and he's got Jalen Marshall, excuse me, and Marshall all the way down to the 10-yard line. So we're going to call that about a 52-yard gain there by Jalen Marshall.
We've seen him make an impact.
We have, that's right. And, we had heard coming in that he has, been a highlight reel so far for the Hornets, and he showed right there that he definitely is. So, all right, 2-by-2 look here. Again, Marshall is in the slot to the right. Tristan Murray offset to Sawyer's right side here. Motion now to a tighter formation on the left side. There's the give to Murray up the middle, little cut back, and he's going to pick up, we'll call it a gain of 1 there. So, Murray's 7th carry of the game so far. And you know what? They just adjusted the chain. We'll call that a pickup of 2 now. I don't want to cut anybody short there. So, again, Murray with another little pickup there, and the Chiefs looking to stiffen up here again as the Hornets are down inside the red zone here. So, again, 2-by-2 look here. Murray the back offset to the right. And this time Marshall's going to go in motion to the left side. So now 3 receivers to the left. And there's a corner, throw to the corner of the end zone.
Out of the end zone.
Falls incomplete. And that was intended for, I believe that's 18, Nick Black, but again, falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now from we'll call it the 10-yard line.
I think they were thinking that perhaps the Chiefs would be so focused on Marshall, figuring that he was going to
without
get
without a doubt. Yeah,
that
they
they would
ran
sneak-
Marshall
Yeah,
into
right.
the flat there and then tried to go over top. But you're right, Rick. The just didn't time up there. So 2-by-2 look here. Again, 3rd and 9 here from the Chiefs' 10-yard line. The Hornets can pick up a first down without scoring. Murray offset to the right. Sawyer surveys. Looks. Calls for the snap. And again, Sawyer throws it up for the corner of the end zone and it complete to number 1.
Yeah.
Touchdown, number 1. That is Robert Red. Touchdown, Robert Red. And again, Robert Red's first catch of the game. Now, Red, we saw play some quarterback and some receiver, and I believe a little DB the last time we saw him. So a real jack of all trades for the Hornets, and shows some of his skills right there with a 10-yard touchdown catch. So that makes it 6-0 with 44 seconds to go now in the game. And again, 10-yard touchdown throw and catch. Evan Sawyer to Robert Red. All right, so I'm going to attempt the PAT here. The snap and the kick is good. And I believe that kick just went onto the street, and it did. All right, so hopefully someone can retrieve that football before it
Gets hit by a passing car, huh?
That's right. So, again, 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Your Chiefs trail 7-0. All right, so getting ready to kick here. Again, the Chiefs looking to tie things up here going into the just under a minute to go here in the first quarter. And the Hornets getting set to kick off here. And again, Rick, you can tell the temperature has definitely cooled off from kickoff time.
We're actually even in the press box. We might be getting an occasional breeze wafting its way through the windows here.
Occasional, yeah.
Yeah, and we want to remind everybody, once again, this is like you find in a typical press box. We have some obstructions as far as camera angles and things like that, at least the press box camera. Now, typically, if we had another camera person, and right now I'm sort of doing double duty, well, triple duty. I'm adding some color and doing some switching and also doing the camera work. Had we had our second operator, and her son was having a 16th birthday, so she couldn't make it, we would have had her outside the press box on a night like tonight, so there would have been no obstructions.
All right, so again, set the kickoff here, and the kickoff is going to be fielded again by number 1, Dre Reap. Dre catches it on about the 8-yard line, cuts back into the middle, and gets up to about the 25-yard line, so we'll call that a 24-yard return there for Dre. And again, Dre averaging about 20 yards a return so far on 2 returns, so showing that, he can definitely be a game changer with the football in his hands. So the Chiefs take over right there. 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Your score is 7-0 Hornets. And the Chiefs getting ready to put a drive together here, I think. Rick?
Yeah, and they're only down 7-0. So once again, I think that they trailed in that first quarter of the original game.
They did. You're right.
And obviously, for any fans out there that are following the Chiefs, all that matters is what happens at the end of the fourth quarter that ultimately makes sense. But
that's right. So
we'll see if they can put a drive together and tie it up here.
2-by-2 look here for the Chiefs. Again, looks like Armstrong is the back, offset to the quarterback's right side this time. There's a snap to Lovett. Lovett gives, and it's number 28, excuse me. Number 28, that's looks like Ted Rivers. And Mr. Rivers with a nice little gain. We'll call it 4 yards, so pick up there, a 4 by Rivers. Brings up 2nd and 6 now from the 29-yard line.
And once again, you're listening to WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. That is our legal 8 o'clock ID.
Okay, so That's going to be the end of the first quarter. And again, like we said, the first quarter, your Dayton Hornets leading your Cincinnati Chiefs 7-0. And again, we'll flip sides here. And again, it'll be 2nd and 6 from their own 29-yard line when we resume here.
Yeah, nice crowd. Nice crowd has made its way into the stadium here. They continue to come in.
Yeah, they do. And again, like you talked about, nice crowd here, nice family atmosphere. See a lot of kids here and a lot of people enjoying this nice warm evening.
Well, we've been through that winter, so the summer, and that's what I always say. Of course, I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I can take the heat much better than I can take the cold, or let's just put it this way, I'm a lot happier in the heat than I am in the freezing weather. So I'm not going to ever complain about how hot it is. I'm going to take it.
No, I agree with you, Rick. And, I think that's something I found the older I get, the more I am inclined to agree with you, that the heat's a lot easier to bear than the cold. All right, so again, it's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Chiefs from their own 29-yard line. Chiefs come out in a 2-by-2 formation. And Lovett still at quarterback, and it looks like he is continued to be flanked, by, is that 28 Ted Rivers, or is that Tyrone Armstrong, number 30? Looks like that's 30 Armstrong, now at running back. And there's the snap. Lovett rolls to his right, and under pressure, and he's going to go down. He's going to be sacked for a loss of about 5 yards. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about a little more than that. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 14. So a loss of about 8 on the play there. And again, that's going to bring up 3rd and we'll call it 15 for the Chiefs now from their own 21-yard line. So Chiefs need a big play here to keep this drive going.
And we are coming live from Western Hills, the western side of Cincinnati, Ohio here. Many call it the Queen City.
That's right. So, all right, this time a little different formation for the Chiefs. Got 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. No running back. Lovett gets the snap. Pass is tipped. And it's going to be picked off by number 6, the linebacker. And he's able to get up and return it before he's finally brought down by big number 71 for the Chiefs. That's Kevin Thomas on the tackle. But, again, not before there's an interception there by Maurice Lovett. So, Lovett with his 2nd interception of the game, unfortunately. And so, again, that's going to put the Hornets in very good field position now on the Chiefs' own 21-yard line. I'm sorry, with the 25-yard line. So again, 1st and 10 now for the Hornets. And this time the Hornets come out in a I formation now. Murray, the tailback. Tight end to the left. And little reverse out by the quarterback. Give over the right side to Murray. Little lead play, and they're going to pick up maybe 1. So again, Murray already racking up his 8th carry of the game. And not a big game, but that'll put the Hornets at a 2nd, and we'll call it a long 9 here. And the Hornets sticking with the I formation, tight end to your left. And Murray still at tailback. There's the snap, play action. And throws down the middle of the field, intended for number 18, Nick Black. falls harmlessly incomplete. And excuse me, that might have been 16 Quentin Gaden Sr., but again, either way, the pass falls harmlessly incomplete. So Sawyer now 4 for 7 with a touchdown and 1 interception. And 3rd and 10 here. Again, from the Chiefs' 28-yard line. So, again, the Hornets going to try to keep this drive going, see if they can't increase their lead. The Chiefs want to shut them down and try to get another turnover here. So, okay, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the bottom, 2 running backs now in the backfield for the Hornets. Sawyer calls for the ball. There's the snap. Sawyer tucks and, throws and complete to number 17, Jalen Marshall. And again, a gain of about 18-yard line. Gain of about 18, down to the 10-yard line. So, again, Jalen Marshall with 3 catches and all 3 for first downs.
What a snag.
That really was. Yeah, he did a nice job just grabbing that right out of the air. You're right. So, just outside the 10, looks like the Hornets can get a first down without scoring, but it's going to be awful close. So, again, 1st and 10 from the 10.5-yard line. 2 wide receivers each side. Marshall in the slot to the right. And it looks like it is going to be 1st and goal now. They just dropped a marker there. And again, give up the middle to Murray. Murray spins, and he's going to get all the way down to about the 6-inch line, it looks like. So gain of 9 there by Murray. Again, nice job just keeping his feet going there, and a little spin there out of an ankle tackle. And that we do have a flag against the Hornets, and that's going to back them up. So
it's going to be for naught.
A long run, all for naught. That's right. So, again, that'll erase his 9-yard gain there.
And we hope everybody's enjoying. We're making much more use this game of our instant replay capabilities, so gives you a much better view, especially when we slow it down to half speed. As far as you see these moves, when he was making the little spin move. And
all right, so 1st and goal from the 20 now, just inside 11 minutes to go here. Again, the Hornets looking to increase their 7-0 lead here. 2 wide receivers each side, and Jalen Marshall in the slot to the right. Tristan Murray, the running back, offset to the right. Chiefs showing blitz, and right tackle moved right there. He did. Big number 77.
Good pickup there.
Yep, Cody Geyer just trying to get a little bit of a head start there. He saw some pressure coming off the edge and just rocked a little bit. And once that big man gets rocking, it's kind of hard to stop. And
so a couple errors in a row have set these Hornets back.
That's right. Now 1st and goal from the 25-yard line. So the Chiefs getting some help now by the officials to try to get a stop here. But again, it is still remains 1st down now, 1st and goal. Again, but from the 25-yard line. So again, Chiefs looking to hold here. The Hornets looking to increase their lead. And this time the Hornets come out in a 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers to the top of the field, kind of a broken bunch formation. And it looks like they don't like what they see. They're going to call a timeout. So
all right.
Now both teams have used their first timeout here with just over 10 minutes to go, 10:05 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Your score, the Dayton Hornets 7, your Cincinnati Chiefs 0.
You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, and now professional sports with the PAFL. This is our football PAFL football game of the week. Easy to say, right?
Easy for you, right?
That's right. We have completed our college schedule that will be upcoming, and we'll try to get that posted on our website. But we've got some great Division II and Division III college games all fall and into the early winter long on Campus Nation. And we'll be all over the state of Ohio. So we hope that you'll tune in the fall for Campus Nation college football.
All right, so coming out of the timeout now, again, it's 1st and goal from the 25-yard line now for the Dayton Hornets. And again, this time a 3-by-1 formation, 3 receivers bunched to the top of the field. running back Tristan Murray offset to quarterback Evan Sawyer's right side. Again, Jalen Marshall, the former Buckeye and former New York Jet, lone down to the bottom of the field. And that's where he's going. And it's caught. Touchdown,
Wow.
Marshall. So, again, Jalen Marshall, touchdown, 25-yard touchdown.
Yeah, once again, into the corner there, just beyond the view of our camera here in the press box. But
I hope we got a good view of that because that was a nice play. So that pushes the lead now to 13-0 Hornets with 9:59 to go here in the second quarter. And Hornets come out to attempt the PAT. Again, big number 88, Kellen Bradley, the kicker. Holder, number 4, Angel Soto. And the kick is up, and it is good. So your score now, with 9:59 to go in the second quarter, Hornets 14, Chiefs 0.
so what do you think? You think these Chiefs are a little stunned?
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's, I think the Chiefs are a little bit at this point. We have yet to see number 17, AD, Antonio Davis, a quarterback, and I do see that he's dressed tonight and he's on the sideline, but he does not have a helmet on right now. So we'll see. We don't know his condition or why they've chosen to go with Lovett so far. But again, we've seen AD can light things up when he has the opportunity. So we'll see what the Chiefs do here. So again, now the Chiefs will be going into the sun, and again, deep for the Chiefs is number 1. Dre Reap, and number 82, Raphael Dell, the 2 deep men for the Chiefs. So the Hornets break the huddle here, and Bradley approaches the ball. Cullen, approaches the ball. Cullen Bradley, how about that? I guess I had them both. I had both names there.
There you go.
All right, so again, Bradley. Gives the official the ready signal. And hand goes up. There's the whistle. And Bradley's kick is away. And this time going to be fielded by number 82. And he's going to get up to about the 20-yard line. Well, the ball may have come out there. I'm not sure, but they definitely held on to it. So, again, that is number 82, and that is Raphael Dell. And Raphael Dell with about we'll call it a 12-yard return there. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 now for the Chiefs from their own 20. And so it is going to be AD, Antonio Davis, number 17, now in at quarterback. Lovett moves over to the running back slot. So we've got 3 receivers to the top of your field, 1 to the bottom. Lovett offset to the left. There's the snap. Lovett whips it down the middle of the field, complete.
Nice completion.
For a 19-yard pickup to number 16, Khalid Ali. And we'll go ahead and call that a 20-yard gain.
Nice catch.
That was a very nice catch. Nice throw there by AD, too. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 now from the 40-yard line of the Chiefs. And again, 3-by-1 look here. 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. Back offset to AD's left. There's the snap. Pressure up the middle. Davis steps up again. A lot of pressure, spins out of it. Uh-oh. Oh, and he had number 82. He had number 82. Valdez James Jr. was wide open there, but again, the pass falls incomplete. Davis just did a nice job not getting sacked there, scrambling around.
Incredible job.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if he'd have gotten rid of that, that would have been a Sports Center type play right there if that had been complete. But just couldn't quite get it out there. Just didn't, I don't think, had the arm strength left after the bad, awkward throwing angle there at the spin. But unfortunately, that would have been a big play for the Chiefs. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now. And again, 2nd and 10 now from their 40. 2-by-2 look now for the Chiefs. Again, back offset now to the right this time. Hornets showing blitz. Chiefs pick it up. Nice pass. Caught by number 16, Khalid Ali. We'll call that a 31-yard gain. So
we're starting to
nice
see
pitch and catch there.
Yeah,
so.
the way the Chiefs can move the ball through the air is phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. And nothing against Maurice Lovett, but I think AD is showing why he continues to be the usual starting quarterback for these Chiefs. And again, we're not sure what the reasoning was behind that decision tonight, but I'm sure Coach Poole has reasons. But again, AD is in there now and really lighting things up. So 3-by-1 look here. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. 1 lone receiver to the bottom is number 1, Dre Reap. Your back, Lovett, is offset to AD's left side. Hornets crowding the line. Now they back out. And Hornets with some pressure off the edge. Lovett picks it up. And the pass falls harmlessly incomplete, intended for number 13, Deontay Riley. But, again, that falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now from, again, the 33-yard line of the Hornets. Chiefs break the huddle now. Again, the more familiar 3-by-1 look we've been seeing out of the Chiefs this drive. Again, Dre Reap, the lone receiver, to the bottom of the field. Lovett offset to AD's left side. There's the snap. And then throws long for Reap for the corner of the end zone. And
no good.
Nice coverage there. Just tipped away at the end. That's going to make it 3rd and 10 now for the Chiefs. And again, nice coverage there by the Dayton defensive back there. Not sure of the number, but was really in Reap's hip pocket there the whole way and was able to make a play on the ball once it got there. So the Chiefs will try something else here now with 3rd and 10 to go from the Hornets' 33-yard line. Clock inside 6, just outside 6.5 minutes now to go here in the first half. Again, Chiefs looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time. 2-by-2 look here now. Back offset to the left of AD. There's the snap, a little high, controlled. Davis whips it out to the far sideline, and it falls incomplete, intended for number 85, Deshaun Edwards. So after some big plays now, the Chiefs starting to sputter out here. It's now 4th and 10. And from the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, excuse me.
Got a penalty?
Good question, Rick. I don't know.
I believe so.
Looks like it. I never saw a flag, but whatever it is, it's a big one.
5
It's going
yards?
to be, maybe not as big as I thought. Yeah, 5-yarder against the Hornets. Must have been some kind of
I think it was
encroachment
like
or something.
offside or
Yeah, it had to have been a guy lined up in the neutral zone or something. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Chiefs. And little bit easier conversion here probably for them.
Exactly. And they obviously have 2 downs to go for this. I'm sure they're
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Given the field position and everything. Okay, so the Chiefs come to the line, 2-by-2 look. Again, Lovett offset to Davis's left. Davis looks for the ball. There's the snap. Throws it up for the corner, intended for number 5. And again, nice coverage there on the corner, intended for number 5. That is Derek Shearer, but again, falls harmlessly incomplete.
Chiefs fans, I think, wanted some type of a penalty.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, Rick, from my perspective up here, it looked like just great coverage.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, sure, we'd love a first down by penalty there, but, another penalty would have been good, but no such luck there, just good coverage. So 4th and 5, like we talked about, probably 4-down territory for the Chiefs, though, and we don't see any sign that they're going to do a punt or anything. So regular offensive unit still on the field.
I think something in the way of some type of misdirection would be
Might not be a bad call here. You're right. So 4th and 5 now, again from the 28-yard line. 3-by-1 look now. 3 receivers to the bottom of the field. It's not a 3-by-2. Empty backfield look. Davis all by himself. There's the snap. And he swings it out to the right side, and that's complete. And to number 83, Eric Evans, and that's a 10-yard pitch and catch. And again, Eric, I'm sorry, that is Valdez James Jr. So Mr. James with another catch there, another nice catch.
Once again, they were heavy to the left side, then they went to the right. We had the lone receiver over there. But
Not two receivers, but yeah. But he
effective.
got lost over there. You're right.
It was effective.
Yep, they ran the coverage off with one receiver and just curled him underneath. And you're right. Nice job for the first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 19-yard line. Again, 2-by-2 look here. Running back looks to be Ted Rivers now. And yeah, we've got some movement up front there, Rick. The right tackle, number 50, just a little bit of a hitch there out of Donald Mitchum, it looked like, and that's going to unfortunately back up the Chiefs and make it now 1st and 15 from the 24-yard line of the Hornets. So just outside of 4 minutes to go here, 4:12 to go in the half, with your score 14-0 Dayton Hornets. All right, so Chiefs come to the line. 2 receivers to each side. And again, your running back is 28, Ted Rivers, to the left of quarterback Antonio Davis, better known as AD. And the Hornets showing some blitz here. Got a couple linebackers walked up here. Let's see if they do end up coming off the edge. And they back out of it.
Nice.
Oh, nice pitch and catch.
Number 17, Antonio Davis passes complete to number 85, Deshaun Edwards, for a Chiefs first down.
And so that's going to be a 20-yard gain there to Deshaun Edwards. So Deshaun now with his second catch for 27 yards on the day so far. Chiefs right to the line now. 2-by-2 look. Davis going over to Edwards, gives him a call of some sort.
Got a score here.
They do, and the snap, the snap over Davis's head. He's able to knock it down and fall on it, but that's going to be a loss on the play. Going to bring up a loss of, we'll call it 9 yards.
Hot potato there.
Yeah,
he did
sure
recover
was.
it,
So that's going to make it 2nd and goal from the 13 now. And again, just unfortunate there. Going to go down as a 9-yard loss, but really nice job there by AD just to save the possession. And again, in this field position, the Chiefs really need to take advantage down by 2 scores. So inside 3 minutes now, second and goal from the 13. Chiefs in a 2-by-2 look here. Running back offset to the quarterback's right. Davis looks to his left, throws to the flat, and it's picked off.
Oh.
And no one is going to catch him.
And he runs to the post again.
He sure does. So long interception return by number 3, Justin Sweat. And that's going to push the lead now to 20-0 for the Hornets. With just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Again, your score 20-0 Hornets with the PAT pending.
Definitely not what the Chiefs were looking to do.
No, definitely not. That's right. And just a nice job there by Mr. Sweat to read that play into the flat. And, really AD kind of, was looking that way the whole time. And Sweat just read his eyes and broke on it. And, there was nothing between him and the end zone but a lot of green grass. And he takes it home. So
If you are in attendance today and you came with one of the players and you are their spouse, significant other, and you are here with their children, please make your way to the far end zone by the entrance.
bad snap. Chiefs on it. They're able to tackle Bradley. So a bright spot there for the Chiefs. The PAT goes awry, so that's going to keep our score now at 20-0 Hornets with 2:22 to go in the first half. And of course, I'd be remiss, Rick, if I didn't mention that this is Father's Day weekend. The Chiefs just made an announcement. They are going to honor the fathers here in attendance today at halftime, and sure everyone looks forward to that. And I want to send good tidings out to all the fathers out there. And
there's a few of us
this
out
Father's
here.
Day weekend. Yes, there are, Rick, you included. So again, the Chiefs now will look to see if they can get something going here with 2:22 to go here in the first half.
Temperature's 90 degrees on the board across the way at Western Hills High School.
Wow.
So we dropped 5 degrees since when we started the game, at least from the board.
Right. All right, so deep for the Chiefs are number 1, Dre Ripe, and number 2, Raphael Dell. And again, Dre Ripe has shown that he is quite the dangerous kick returner, as has Raphael Dell. So we'll see if maybe a special teams play might be in the offing here for the Chiefs.
And of course, as we said earlier, prior to the game starting, the home side houses both the away team and the home team as far as the fans. So it's kind of hard sometimes. You see some things, as far as maybe some sweat or some shirts that they're wearing or that. But there are quite a few Hornets shirts there in the crowd.
Yeah, there are. And again, nice home crowd and a nice visiting crowd from Dayton as well.
And certainly the Hornets fans have not been let down thus far in this first half of play.
That's for sure. So there's Bradley's kick, and it's going to be fielded by Dell, but Dell just unfortunately momentum carried him right out of bounds, and so the Chiefs are going to take over right there. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. And I'll tell you, Rick, that's a situation where, maybe if Dell let that go, it might have went out of bounds. But,
right, yeah.
And they would have ended up with a lot better field position. But, that's a live ball, too. It's hard to just let that one go.
Right,
so,
yeah, you certainly wouldn't have wanted it to be recoverable.
Right. So, again, that's going to bring up 1st and 10 now for the Chiefs from their own 16-yard. I'm sorry, that's their 11-yard line, not their 16. So, things a little more worse for wear for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But, again, I guess at this point, 16 or 11, you're still pretty deep in your own territory.
And they've shown that they can move the ball. The real question is, can they move it and effectively do away with some of the turnovers that have killed them here in this first half?
Well, that's exactly right, Rick. They need to put a drive all the way together. They've had some nice gains. They've taken the ball up and down the field, as have both teams. But, Dayton's been the one this game that's been able to find the end zone while the Chiefs have not. So, kind of a role reversal from our week one of the PAFL season where,
Right.
we kind of saw the exact opposite thing out of these two teams at Dayton. Okay, so Chiefs break the huddle here, and looks like we're going to have a 2-by-2 set here. And the running back will be to the left. Looks like that's number 30, Tyrone Armstrong, back in the game now for the Chiefs. Snap again high, but Davis is able to control it. Swings it out for number 30, Armstrong, and that's going to be complete for, we'll call it a three-yard gain. So
There have been a couple of those high snaps, and that has led to some grief as far as the Chiefs. They're going to have to get that under control because, once again, these Hornets now have the advantage with this 20-point lead, and they're going to be coming.
yeah, that's right. They're going to, like you said, they'll be pinning their ears back here. So 2 minutes to go here now in the half, and Chiefs got a long way to go to get into the end zone.
Caught by stadium operations, you will be asked to leave, no questions asked. Again, all CPS facilities, Cincinnati-wide, are non-smoking. This includes e-cigarettes.
So we've got a delay of some kind here. We'll see what the problem is.
Can we see a football? Have we lost the football again?
Rick, I think you may be onto something this time because you're right. I do not see a football.
Oh, there it is. Zebra goes over to pick it up, and we have recovered the football.
Okay, so it's a load off everyone's mind, I'm sure. So we're going to have second and about 6 now from the 14-15-yard line of the Chiefs.
Now we got 2 footballs.
I believe they're only going to use one.
Okay,
Rick.
well, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. Not sure what game that would be. But, all right, so now we're whistled ready for play here. Chiefs breaking the huddle and familiar 2-by-2 formation again. This time the running back is not sure who that is. Looks like it might be number 24, Carl Dove, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get a
2 minutes to
better
go in this
look at that
first
number.
half.
That's right. Hornets showing blitz up the middle, and they come. Davis finds the empty hole, complete to number
Good
1,
move,
Dre
good
Reed.
move.
Reed. Oh, no, Reed stripped,
Oh, and recovered.
and it's going to be recovered. So, again, a nice 10-yard completion there, but then a fumble by Dre Reed. So, and again, like we said, really just a strip situation, I think.
Put a couple good moves on, and then obviously lost the ball.
That's right. So, boy, I'll tell you, that is the exact wrong thing for the Chiefs to happen here. If one thing you don't want to do in this situation, Rick, given the time left, is give up a turnover in your own territory and let them, get another score. Because remember, the Hornets are going to start the second half with the football.
Right,
So,
and we said that, with this 20-0 lead, the Hornets were ready. I mean, their ears were, they were pinned back like you said, and they were ready to come at it.
They're definitely firing on all cylinders, that's for sure. So, 2-by-2 look now for the Hornets. And boy, all kinds of confusion going on.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
That's going to be a false. That's going to be a false start on the Hornets, but I don't think the ball was ever set.
No.
But again, I guess it must have been because they were moving. So that's going to make it 1st and 15. The Chiefs get a little bit of help now. That's going to make it 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line now. So Hornets come out in the same formation, 2-by-2 look. Marshall in the slot down to the bottom of the field. Sawyer with the snap. There's the handoff. That's Mike Steele. Steele up the middle. Steele with a nice 12-yard gain.
Still on his feet.
And I'll tell you, that's one thing we saw before out of Steele was that, out of the running backs for Dayton, he was more the bruiser. And, boy, he showed it right there. And looks like tempers are getting a little hot now for the Chiefs. Big number 94. That is Eddie Davis. He's fired up about something. Lost his lid on the play. And, boy, the Chiefs need Eddie. He's an anchor in that D-line, so hopefully Eddie can
I think he has a
get
cramp.
back in the game. Is that what it is? Okay.
It appears that he might have a cramp in one of his legs. And this is the perfect weather, or the imperfect weather, in order to be able to get that.
Yeah, you're 100%
You've got to
right,
stay
Rick.
hydrated, and it's not like they can cart these guys over and start filling them full of fluids.
That's right. And in fact, Eddie looks like he never even made it all the way off the field. He's right on the sideline.
Right.
And hopefully they can get Eddie backed up a little bit. But, yeah, I think you're 100% right, Rick. He's just cramping up down there. And
So we got a penalty?
we must have had one as well, I guess, Rick.
This was a big one, it looked like.
Yeah, it's got to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. And so that's going to wipe out the I don't know, it looks like it's in addition to the run. So it's going to be first and,
They're right at the 50.
yeah, first and 10, 20, 26, 27 from the 50-yard line right at midfield. So, again, Hornets this time, another give to steal up the middle, but the Chiefs shut it down this time for their no gain. So that's going to bring up second in a long way. Second in Batavia, maybe, Rick? Is that the direction we're going?
Yeah. I think we're headed towards Milford or something.
Yeah.
102 remaining in this first half of play. 20-0. The Hornets over the Chiefs. And the Hornets are attempting to put together one last drive of this half. But they've got a second and forever.
Yes, they do. So another timeout by the Hornets. That'll leave them with one here with just over 1 minute to go. 1:02 left in the game. And, again, 20-0 your score now. The Dayton Hornets over your Cincinnati Chiefs.
You know, in a lot of fields, typically football fields are set up north to south, or your press box is facing into the. Well, the press box typically isn't facing into the sun,
Right.
But the visitors are facing into the sun
Right.
usually, or if you're in a visitor's press box, you're facing into the sun. We see that frequently, but this is an east to west field.
Yeah, definitely
And
is.
we're going from west to east right now as the Hornets drive the field, attempting to maybe get at least within field goal range in these waning moments of this first half. And quite the nice field it is. We've got a baseball game going on behind us. And, of course, once again, Beat Rose, no stranger to this high school. And a fine facility for baseball just behind this football stadium.
That's right. So, quick update on Eddie Davis. Looks like he is still out. So, Chiefs, down one D lineman, but still got some beef in there. So 3 receivers to the top of the field, 1 to the bottom. Sawyer to the 1 receiver side to number 5, and that's complete for a 30-yard gain. And it looks like we may have had a
Turnover?
Well, he may have taken the ball away from him there at the end, but
They're not saying
I
it.
think they're going to rule him down by contact first, I
Yeah,
believe.
we
Right?
didn't actually catch the whole play. We just got there to the end. So, but it looks like even though a Chief came up with the football, they're going to say he was down.
Yeah, that was number 5, Miguel Fawcett, with a nice catch there.
And these fans are very passionate. They're saying no whistle. There was no whistle, so it should be a turnover. But
No such luck, though.
yeah, I think they're going to talk it over.
Of course, Coach Poole out there is signaling Chiefs ball.
Referee timeout. Is that what we got? They're huddling. Zebras are huddling. They're going to discuss it. They're going to see if.
So got a herd of zebras now.
They're at the watering hole there. Speaking of that, I'm going to see if I can chase me down another water here.
It'd be a good night for that.
Yep. I don't know where we got the original waters. I think that.
Compliments of Mr. Pritchard. Okay, so they are going to rule it Chiefs ball. There you go, Rick. So
All right.
after all that, 30-yard completion. We're going to have a fumble, and it's going to be first down Chiefs.
Well, if
the
nothing
20.
more, then at least in this last 54 seconds of this game, the Chiefs have effectively shut off the ability of the, barring another turnover, the Hornets
Right.
in being able to put any final score on the board, because they had gotten down to the 20-yard line. And so with 54 seconds left, it was conceivable they could have pushed it in or at least gotten within field goal range.
Oh, you're exactly right, Rick, and I think that's exactly what they were looking to do there. And again, like we talked about, the Hornets getting the second half kickoff, would have been a double dip there. And, again, the Chiefs are already down 3 scores, potentially could have been down by 5 scores, without a whole lot of things happening.
That's right, yeah.
Again, Chiefs take over, though. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 20.
And, of course, we've not seen all the Chiefs games that they've played this year, but I doubt seriously, since they are undefeated, that they've ever been quite in this position down 20 points.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Rick. I can't imagine they have been as dominant as their defense has been this year. So, again, they come to the line now. 3-by-1 look, 3 receivers to the top of the field. Dre Reed, the lone receiver, to the bottom.
Going to have to see some fireworks here. And, of course, the Hornets know what's going on, too. So
yeah, that's right.
Not going to be any trickery here.
There's the snap. Davis whips it to the middle of the field, complete to number 13, Lovett, for a first down. Nice pickup of about 10, we'll call it 11 yards.
Clock is running. Ball set. Teams are trying to get in place. Hornets are taking their time. Chiefs are up to the line.
3-by-1 look now again. This time AD fires to the right sideline, complete to number 5. And that's going to be a gain of, we'll call it 12 or 13.
Clock is stopped. They got out of bounds.
Yep, out of bounds, complete to number 5. And that is Derek Shearer with a catch.
Once again, they're working the clock here. With 25 seconds remaining in the first half, they trail by 20, and they're going to try to at least get down and put some points on the board before they go in at halftime.
That's right. So they flip the formation now. We've got 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 lone receiver to the top. Back offset to the 1 receiver side to the right. AD gets the snap, drops back, fires to the middle of the field, complete to number 85, breaks a tackle, almost breaks another one. And so 23-yard gain there for the Chiefs, for Deshaun Edwards. Another first down now, 13 seconds to go. Chiefs take a timeout, stop the clock. And nice job, nice individual effort there by Deshaun Edwards to break that tackle. And I'll tell you, he just about broke another one.
That's right.
So 13 seconds to go here. Chiefs trail by 20, but threatening to get in the end zone here now inside Hornets territory. 1st and 10 from the Hornets' 27-yard line.
Of course, thus far in the game, it has really been no problem for the Chiefs to get up and down the field. It's getting it to the goal line and pushing it in.
Exactly.
That they've had where the miscues and the mistakes have happened. So let's hope they can change that with this drive.
And so we've got an adjustment here of some kind. I'm not sure what the referee is signaling, but okay, so 15 seconds now on the clock. They added a few seconds back, so 3-by-1 look here now. Offsides by the Chiefs. And pass complete to Dre Reap, but
coming back.
Yeah, that's going to come back, and we're going to have a lot of adjustments here, and they're going to have to adjust the clock and everything else. So
now at this point, they've not moved the ball. They're talking it over now, but it was very apparent.
Oh yeah, he false start for sure on the right end.
Right.
But
so now the question is, will they put how much time?
Well, the clock was stopped, Rick, so I would think it would have to be 14 or 15 seconds, right? If he left before the ball was snapped, there should be no time off the clock, so it should be 15 seconds.
Well, they're trying to figure it out here. 13 seconds?
And I guess there.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Okay,
he's saying
so-
there is 13 seconds remaining in this first half of play.
First and 15, 27-yard line now.
And this will be a critical 13 seconds that we've got here.
That's for sure. So 3-by-1 look now. Again, back offset to the left. Reap, the lone receiver, to the bottom of the field. AD with the snap, drops back, goes deep for number 1. Dre Reap in the corner of the end zone.
He's got it.
It's picked
Oh,
off.
no, it's picked off.
Intercepted. So, and again, I think AD just threw it up. Knew 1 or 2 results was probably going to happen there, and unfortunately, it was the negative result there. So the
So an
Hive will
interception.
take over here. The Hornets, with 7 seconds to go, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And it will be getting a little better in the second half as far as the heat, but it's a very difficult night when you really need to come back from being down like this.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard, getting out there and really you can't just keep running the ball, as far as passing these big plays in order to get back. I think their little short passes were great, getting them down the field. They need to do more of that. Stay along the sidelines.
That's right. So they're just going to let time expire here, Rick. So we're now at halftime, and your score, Dayton Hornets 20, your Cincinnati Chiefs trail with 0. And we'll be back in a few minutes with some updates in the second half.
Right, we'll take a break here. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college and now professional sports. And also WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. I want to salute all those fathers out there. They're going to have a special Father's Day edition here at the half. We're going to get some refreshment in the way of some water, and we will be back shortly. So those that are along the network, we're not going back to any music on ZAA. Hopefully you can sit with us here. This half is only going to be 10 minutes, and we've still got now just 9 minutes before we start this game. So sit calmly, and we will be back. If not, go to the internet and check out our broadcasts on CampusNation.com. All right. And there's nothing more fan-friendly than very good prices. Water, $1 a piece. Hot dog, $1 a piece. $3. 2 waters and a hot dog. We invite everyone to, when you get an opportunity and you're in the area, come out and watch one of these games, particularly here in Western Hills when the Chiefs are in town. But a lot of fun, a lot of families, a lot of young people. And that water is cold. We're going to be starting the third quarter of play here. The Dayton Hornets up on our Cincinnati Chiefs 20-0. Could perhaps this be the first loss that the Chiefs will take? Well, the second half will let us know. If it's anything like the first game that these two teams played at Chaminade-Julienne High School's field in Dayton, Ohio, the Chiefs came back roaring in the second half. And let's see if they can do that here in this second half as well. Nice crowd. This is probably by far what I have seen as far as in these games that we have witnessed, both at Chaminade-Julienne and in Middletown, where the Butler Broncos played. Probably the greatest attendance that we've seen at one of these functions, but a lot of entertainment going on here, and these fans are loving it. And believe me, as hot as it has been so far tonight, and I'll see what it says on the board there at Western Hills High School. We can see what the temperature is, but it was 90, and it still is 90 currently right now. It was 95 as far as the actual air temperature when we started this game, so it's dropped 5 degrees, but it's probably dropped more than that on the field. And typically that field would be maybe 115, could be 120 degrees on the field when we first started. But I think that, there's been more of a breeze pickup. It's been a beautiful night for both football and, of course, for baseball, which is going on across the way. And I'll go ahead and see if I can pan over to the stadium over there and give you a little idea of what we're talking about as far as the stadium. You can see the baseball stadium that the Cincinnati Storm are currently playing, and I don't know who they're playing, but you can see a little bit of baseball, so you get sort of a double deal here. You get a little baseball in between your quarters of football. Oh, was he? He probably wanted me to bring him a chair, and he's got a tire he can sit on down there. He doesn't need.
Told me some answer. I said, okay.
Yeah. Well, we got a minute left before we start this second half of our football broadcast tonight, and so we'll bring you back from baseball and bring you back to football. And we are, of course, live from Cincinnati, Ohio, Western Hills to be exact, on the west side of Cincinnati, and bringing you PAFL football, our game of the week. The Cincinnati Chiefs hosting the Dayton Hornets from Dayton, Ohio. They play at Chaminade-Julienne High School, and we are here at Western Hills, and they call it Western Hills University High School.
Right. Yep, and again, we talked about this. Has really been a tale of two different games. The first game between these two teams was a very close first half, and the second half we saw Cincinnati pull away. Tonight so far, the first half has been all Hornets with, some nice individual efforts by Cincinnati. Nice job getting the up and down the field, but just not being able to complete anything scoring-wise. We've had
they've
a few turnovers on both sides.
And they've not, maybe it is surprising to some, but they've not really feasted on trying to pass to Marshall. They've played him and they've passed to him in certain instances, but it's not been just Marshall.
No, that's right. They've done a nice job incorporating him into this offense. He's certainly shown that he's a weapon. He's had some nice plays.
Oh, yeah.
Unofficially in the first half, I've got him for 4 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not too bad.
Not too shabby, huh?
But again, you're right, Rick. It's not like they're lining him up and throwing it to him in every play or
that's right.
doing a lot of exotic things to get him the football. They've just they've really melded him into their offense, and it's been a nice addition.
And that makes it a lot more difficult from a defensive standpoint because you're not able to just focus in on him.
Well, that's right. If you just take him away, they've shown they've still got other weapons.
That's right, man.
All right, so again, looks like the teams have returned to the field. We're just about ready to begin our second half. And again, your halftime score, 20-0 Hornets. And the Hornets are going to receive the second half kickoff. So see what they can do with it.
But, of course, today's game on WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio, or streaming live at WZAA-LPFM.com. And, of course, also on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and now professional sports. And that you can see audio and video streaming.
That's right. Again, big shout out to all our listeners on the ZA, and again to the millions at home watching on Campus Nation.
At least millions.
Well, maybe hundreds of thousands. Let's not get carried away. So again, if you're just joining us, this is Chuck Hale with Rick Phillips, and again, we're at Western Hills High School on the west side of Cincinnati, the home field to the Cincinnati Chiefs, and they are hosting the Dayton Hornets. And again, as the second half begins here, we've got the Chiefs trailing the Hornets 20-0. The Hornets, came out, made some nice plays, took advantage of some Chief turnovers, and turned those into scores. And we've already seen one addition from the last game. We mentioned the Hornets adding Jalen Marshall to their roster. Jalen, of course, recently played for the New York Jets and was an Ohio State Buckeye. And again, I'm sure looking to catch on with another team, but getting some good work this summer with the Hive.
So the Chiefs will be kicking off, as we had said earlier, and the Hornets will get another opportunity to put some more points on the board, add to the score that they've currently got with this lead at 20-0. But hopefully, maybe the Chiefs can effectively get some kind of a turnover or some kind of a change of possession quickly, so that they can start putting their own points on the board.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Rick. We talked about that the Hornets are going to try to double up here, or at least start the second half with a score, and that would really put the Chiefs in a bind if they allow that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go down 4 scores.
Right, a turnover would be huge here for the Chiefs. So, yeah, it looks like they're set to kick. Just waiting for the official to give the signal.
Well, it looks like we got all the zebras that we need, so they're ready to go here. All right, we're going to get the kickoff here.
Okay, so whistle for play, and here we go. And kick's going to be fielded on about the 10-yard line. And taking over the right side, and all the way up to about the 46, 47, maybe the 45-yard line.
Nice
there.
run
That's where
back.
we're going to start. That was a really nice run back there. Gain of about 35 yards on the return.
So how was your hot dog?
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad. Yeah.
Well, I was telling the audience, $1 for the hot dog, $1 for each of the waters. That's very reasonable when you're.
That is very
yeah,
reasonable.
yeah.
Yep. Very reasonable indeed. So, again, the Hornets are going to take over now, 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. And 3-by-1 look here. Motion back out. And
Whoa.
they give to Steele in the backfield. Steele's hit immediately, spins out, but isn't able to fall forward for any gain. So
almost had
he's
a
actually going
Chief
to lose some yards.
ready to take that handoff.
That's right. There was some quick penetration there by the Chiefs D-line, wasn't there? So, again, a good start for the Chiefs as they knock back Steele 3 yards, and that's going to make it 2nd and 13 now from about the 42-yard line. 2-by-2 look now for the Hornets. And Chiefs crowding the line now, showing some pressure off the edge. Let's see if they come. And they do. Quarterback steps up, though. He's able to find the open receiver. He finds Marshall. And Marshall complete for about 10 yards. So again, Sawyer with his 11th attempt and his 8th completion on the day. And again, Jalen Marshall with his 5th catch there. And that puts him at, again, over 100 yards on the day. He was at 100 yards at the half. All right, so 2-by-2 look again for the Hornets. And the Chiefs come across, but make contact, and looks like that's going to be an automatic first down now for the, not automatic, but it'll be a first down by penalty for the Hornets. So, and that is going to be a first down. So now it's 1st and 10 from the Chiefs' 42-yard line. Okay, so again, familiar 2-by-2 look now for the Hornets. Back all set to Sawyer's right. Chiefs come with the blitz. Sawyer hands off. It's Murray, but Murray can't find any room in the middle, and he's actually going to lose about 2 yards. So, and Murray, after having a big first half, 9 carries in the first half, but sorry, that is his 9th carry. Actually, had one negated by a penalty, but that's going to be a loss of 2. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 12 now for the Hornets. Again, the Chiefs looking to make a stop here and force the Hornets into a punting situation. Hornets break the huddle, come to the line. This time a 3-by-1 look, 3 receivers to the bottom of the field. Back offset to Sawyer's right. Marshall in the slot on the bottom. Marshall now in motion across the field into a 2-by-2 look. There's the snap. Play action. Throws to the flat, and boy, almost picked off there. Nice jump on the ball by number 15. That's Chaz Morton, and I'll tell you, Morton just about had an interception. So just 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter, the beginning of the second half here. All right, so again, 3rd and 12 here now for the Hive as they break the huddle. And looks like we've got a 3-by-1 look now. Marshall, the lone receiver, to the top of the field. Back offset to the right. Sawyer gets the snap. Sawyer under pressure. Scrambles.
Oh, hacked away.
And able to get away and gain maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. But that's going to make it 4th and 10.
It's getting a little bit of John going on here all the way back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Sawyer took a little bit of a pop there, and sure they're letting him know about it. But again, Sawyer, nice job there to avoid the sack and turn that into a positive gain. And actually, they gave him about 5 on that, so that's going to make it 4th and 8. And looks like they're going to go for it here. So you've got 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, lone receiver up to the top. Back to Sawyer's right. Sawyer gets the snap, drops back, eyes the middle of the field, and intended for number 10, Derek Kane, but it falls harmlessly incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on down. So,
and with decent field position.
That's right, yeah, right here at the middle of the field. So just like we talked about, probably one of the best possible outcomes the Chiefs could have hoped for there to start the second half. They're able to get a turnover on downs and take over at almost midfield. So let's see if the Chiefs can't get something going here to start the second half. All right, so Chiefs break the huddle now. 2-by-2 look here. Lone running back offset to AD's left. AD surveys the defense, gets the snap, handoff up the middle. And nice little pickup. That's number 4, TJ Harris with a gain. And again, TJ shown that he can be a second half workhorse. As we've seen previous weeks, gets a nice gain of 8 yards right up the middle. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 now from almost midfield. And again, Rick, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't strap the old feed bag to Mr. Harris this second half and just kind of ride him to victory. That's right, because he's shown he can be a workhorse.
Well, 9:41 remaining in this third quarter of play.
All right, so 2-by-2 look here. Again, back offset to the left. Hornets showing blitz. And there's another run by Harris, and they blow it up this time. Looks like it's going to be a loss of about a yard or 2.
Yep, they had that smelled out.
They sure did. So it looks like they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so we'll call it no gain. That's going to make it 3rd and 2 now. 3rd and a long 2. All right, so it is cooling down as the sun starts to set here in West Cincinnati.
Yeah, it is.
And the Chiefs break the huddle, come to the line. And we've got a 2-by-2 look now. Back offset to the left of the quarterback, Antonio Davis. Again, Hornets showing blitz. They come. Davis pressured, throws off his back foot, up for Dre Reap, but it's going to be picked off. And that is number 3, Justin Sweat. Again, Sweat had an interception for a touchdown in the first half. This time he's going to return it all the way back up to about his own 45-yard line, where the Hornets will take over 1st and 10 with 8:05 to go in the third quarter.
Got so many phones up here, I don't know who's vibrating. Was that you?
That was mine, yeah.
All right. So, once again, a turnover. Hornets defense coming up with
a little
the
sting there.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to use that one, Rick. I don't know if you caught that. The sting. All right, so the Hornets break the huddle, or break the hive here. And they come out in a 2-by-2 look here. And it looks like it is Murray, I believe, again, the back offset to Sawyer's left, and it is. And they give to Murray off the right tackle, and he dives forward, picks up about 8. So
I would imagine they'll keep this ball on the ground as long as they can and continue to just run the time off the clock.
well, I'll tell you, Tristan Murray continues to run like he did in the first half. They might just do that every play the second half.
That's right.
You're right, Rick. Up by 3 scores, the Chiefs, need to get the ball back and make something happen. Okay, so again, same formation. This time back offset to the left, but again, 2 by 2. Murray looks like he might be changing their Sawyer looks like he might be changing the play up there. Calls for the snap. It's low, but he scoops it up. Steps up. Fires across the middle, complete to Jalen Marshall.
Pass complete to number 17.
And that's going to be about an 18-yard gain there for Jalen Marshall.
And once again, just coming up when necessary and making that pass to Marshall to keep things moving forward.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's been a great weapon for them tonight. And but like we said, he hasn't been the main workhorse either. They've really spread the ball around and used all their weapons. So it's been a nice nice game for him. So, and really for the Hornets in general. So 2 by 2 look again. Murray to the left. Murray gets the handoff this time, and the Chiefs have some penetration in the backfield. They're able to blow it up right away, and Murray maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but for no gain. So Murray's 11th carry on the night. And the Hornets break the huddle. Just under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter now. Ball on the Chiefs' 30-yard line. 2 by 2 look for the Hornets. Back offset to the left is Murray. Sawyer surveys. Now Black goes in motion across the field. 3 by 1 look now. Sawyer steps up, throws to the middle of the field. Intended for Marshall, but well out of reach and just falls incomplete. So that'll make it 3rd and 10. So again, clock continues to run here. Inside 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dayton on top, 20-0. 3rd and 10. From the Chiefs' 30-yard line for the Hornets. Hornets break the huddle. Again, familiar 2 by 2 formation. Jalen Marshall in the slot to the top of the screen. Murray offset to Sawyer's right. Chiefs show blitz, then walk out. Now they're coming. Sawyer throws deep. For Marshall, corner of the end zone, touchdown. 30-yard touchdown there for Evan Sawyer
nice.
to Jalen Marshall.
That was nice.
That really was. And so that pushes the lead now to 26-0 Hornets with just inside 5 minutes to go here in the third. And again, Marshall did a really nice job tracking that ball there. Rick, he
looks like he's done
Sawyer
that
threw
before.
it to a spot, and yeah, I think he has. I think we've seen him do that on TV a couple times.
A few
matter
times.
of fact. And so it looks like the Hornets will come out and attempt a PAT here. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And he put another one on the street over there, Rick.
They're going to have to figure that one out, huh?
Yeah,
I thought they had a screen that
they
they
do.
could
They
pull
have
up.
quite. If you look, they have quite a tall net over there.
Yeah.
But he's cleared it twice.
Yeah.
All right, so that pushes the score now to 27-0 Hornets with just under 5 minutes to go here in the third.
I definitely say they're in the driver's seat.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The Chiefs, have shown they can move the football, but they just really struggle when it comes to punching it in the end zone. They've had their red zone troubles today and had some inopportune turnovers that unfortunately have led to some Hornet scores.
And, of course, you're listening to the PAFL Football Game of the Week live here on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and professional sports, and WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio, Fayette County.
All right. So they can't say we're illegal.
Nope. So Marshall has had 2 scores in this game.
That's right. Again, catches of 25 and 30 yards. So 2 pretty nice range touchdowns. So Hornets set to kickoff here. Again, Dre Reap and Raphael Dell, the deep men for the Chiefs. Cullen set to kick. And it looks like it's going to go to Reap. Reap catches it on the 5. And busts it up the middle all the way up to about the 40-yard line. We'll call that a return of about 33 yards on the play. Nice return by Dre Reap. Again, he's had 3 nice long returns tonight, Rick. He's had 1 of 15, 1 of 24, and 1 of 33. So I guess that's the unfortunate part about giving up so many scores is Dre's had a lot of opportunities to return the ball.
Exactly, yeah.
Had 3 nice ones. And the 4th one, which was by Raphael Dell, he still had 12 yards on that one. So Chiefs have shown they can make plays in the special teams, but unfortunately they just haven't led to any points. So 4:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, your Chiefs trailing 27-0, but they have the ball here on, call it the 40-yard line. And there we go. Finally got the Chiefs ball in, ready to play, it looks like. All right, so Chiefs come out now in a 3-by-1 look, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the field. 1 running back, looks like that's T.J. Harris to AD's left. AD gets the snap. There's a handoff to Harris up the middle. Harris lowers his shoulder, but fortunately the Hornets are all over him. He's able to pick up we'll call it a short 2 or a really long 1, but not a lot of room there for TJ.
And I think that, those short, quick passes out to the sidelines are what they're going to have to go back to because we're running out of time here. We've got 1 quarter and 4 minutes and 20-some seconds
Well, but
here.
I'll tell you, Rick, you got to remember, unfortunately, when they have thrown the flats, Dayton's been there in the flats, and they've had a pick 6 that way. So,
True.
You're right. I mean, they've got to pick their poison here, but you're right. The deep ball hasn't really worked, and the flats haven't been there the whole game either. So, yeah, they really need to find something that dial up the right combination here. So 3-by-1 look again. Running back offset to the left of the quarterback. There's the snap. Play action pass. Post over the middle, complete. Oh, that's a nice run after the catch.
There you go.
So a gain of at least 30 yards there by AD, it looks like, to Deshaun Edwards. And again, Deshaun Edwards was a Hornet killer the last time these two teams played, and I'm sure he's trying to get another big play tonight.
All right, let's see if we can punch this baby in.
That's right. Again, the Hornets reeling now after that long play. Let's see if the Chiefs can take advantage. 1st and 10 now from the 16-yard line. 3-by-1 look, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Deshaun Edwards, the lone receiver, to the top. T.J. Harris offset to AD's left. Hornets showing blitz. They're coming. Give the AD up the middle, or I'm sorry, the give from AD to TJ up the middle, and TJ gets back to the line. That's going to be about it.
We got a penalty flag down, too.
I'm going to call that no gain, and we've got a flag. And is it in that holding zone, Rick? Well,
So we've got some discussion going on here. Yep.
well, it's going to be a personal foul face mask against Dayton. So that's going to be half the distance, I believe, Rick. So that's going to put them down. That'll almost be a first down, I believe. Automatic, though, in the personal foul. So should be first and goal here from about the 8, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see where they mark it. And I can tell you, if you look on the far sideline, Coach Tony Martin is not happy with that call. Wants to discuss it with the officials because, of course, Coach Martin is a Ohio high school official, so if anybody ought to know the rules, it would be him.
Right. Yeah.
But just wanting an explanation there, it looks like, and sure he didn't get the one he wanted, but either way, now we've got, looks like it's going to be first and goal from the 6, I believe.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
They've got the markers up, but they shouldn't be there, I don't believe. I think we've got a...
Yeah, they should just drop them.
Yeah, probably an inexperienced chain gang, I'm guessing. So 3-by-1 look here for the Chiefs. T.J. Harris offset to AD's right. Hornets showing all kinds of pressure off the edge and up the middle. See if they come, and they do. Pitch out to T.J. T.J. tries to get the edge, but there's nothing there. He's actually going to lose some yards there, lose about, we'll call it a loss of 2 on the play. And again, just trying to get the edge there, but, Dayton did a nice job shutting it down and sealing it off there. Looked like, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been number 3, Justin Sweat again. So Sweat's had a heck of a game from his cornerback spot. So that's going to make it second and goal now. From about the 8-yard line, I believe. Unless, Rick, I'm totally missing that, and it's second and 2. That's what the change are showing, but I thought that should have been an automatic first down in the personal foul face mask. But
All right, let's see what we can do here.
either way, it's second down. We know that.
We know that.
That is not in dispute. So 3-by-1 look. This time they flip the formation. 3 receivers to the top of the field, to the wide side. Back offset to AD's right. Looks like that's number 28. That is Ted Rivers. And the pass falls incomplete. Intended for Deshaun Edwards, but again, falls incomplete. So that'll bring up third down now. Man, it looks like it is. Rick, I'm going to go ahead and say that's 3rd and 2.
That's what they've got on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
3rd and 2.
And since the official's right there by the chains, we'll call it that. So
They're saying the ball's on the 8. I don't think that's quite exactly where it's located, though. Looks like it's more like the 6 or the 7.
No, the first down marker's on the 6, Rick, and the ball is on the 8. So 3rd and 2. Okay, so 2-by-2 look here, it looks like. Nope, 3-by-2, excuse me. Bunch up to the top of the field. AD rolls to the one receiver side, throws to the corner of the end zone.
That is taken away.
And intercepted again. Intercepted by number 3, Justin Sweat. So that's his 3rd pick of the game. And I'll tell you, they may want to pick on somebody else over there because Justin Sweat has turned in a heck of an effort. So that's the Chiefs' 6th pick of the game today, Rick.
They have been ferocious.
They sure
They
have.
have been a swarm.
The hive has been swarming, no doubt about it.
Right.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter now, and your score, 27-0, Dayton Hornets. And again, Rick, I'll tell you, what a turnaround from 3 weeks ago when we saw these same two teams and battled it out in a dogfight. And
Yeah, no question.
even though we had a lopsided score, the game, to all, I think to any viewer, they would say it was a lot closer than the score indicated. But, I'd say the score right now has been pretty indicative that, the Hornets have been the dominant team tonight.
And it's been their defense more than anything that's probably
Well, and that's it. You're
put
right.
them in that position.
The Chiefs have shown us all year that they're a big play team, but they just haven't been able to get a lot of big plays together. So, all right, the Hornets come out in their eye look. Looks like they may try to pound it, need a little clock here, and they do. And they give it to, if I'm not mistaken, that's big number 36,
Do we have
Lester
a fumble?
Robinson, and he got hammered. Looks like he may have coughed up the football.
The Chiefs are signaling that they have it, but we haven't had an official yet indicate.
Well, that's the kind of break the Chiefs need to get back in this ball game, but yeah, no indication, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be at second down.
I think we still have players down. Hell no.
And we've just got guys rolling off the football, so
So it looks like it's going to stay with the Hornets.
yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, Rick, I didn't get a number on that. I don't know if you can replay that, but that was steal. Or
No,
was that,
didn't
okay.
see.
All right. So either way, though, they get a pickup of about 5 before the running back gets whacked. And
Yeah,
that's
it was
going to
quite
bring
the
up
hit.
2nd and 5 now for the Hornets. And again, Hornets doing, well, guess what anyone would expect them to do right now, and that is kind of fold the 10 in a little bit and work the clock. And
Yeah, no reason to put the ball in the air and risk an interception
that's
or whatever.
exactly
Just
right.
run that clock.
That's exactly right. And so now we've got a one-back set, but again, Sawyer under center here. And give up the middle.
Yeah, a little push in there.
A little bit extracurriculars there, and it looks like that is, we've got a new ball carrier there for the Hornets. That looks like that's number 30. I don't know, maybe 30 David Fleetwood? I'm not sure. Rick, if you can get a number for me on the running back, but I don't believe that's the same one they've been using, one of the different backs, and why not give guys a chance
Oh,
to carry
absolutely.
the
Some
football?
fresh legs might help, too.
That's right. So, again, inside.
Does look like number 30.
Okay, so there you go. That
Let's
is
see,
David Fleetwood.
Yeah,
So I formation again. This time they give to the fullback.
number
A
25.
little quick hitter up the middle to number 25, Antoine Kendall. And Kendall picks up maybe a yard. That's going to bring up 4th and 1 now. And, Rick, we may have our first punt of the night.
And that would be incredible.
It would be. You're right.
13
minutes left and
Yeah,
the first punt.
and a punt.
And it is. The Dayton punting team enters the field. And, Rick, one thing that I do recall from the previous game as well is number 4, Soto, the punter from Dayton, had quite a night that night. And I don't mean it in a positive way. He had a few kicks go off his foot, and there were a few bad snaps and bad bounces. And the kicking game was
Not good.
not good. That's right. So we'll see what Soto can do this time. Again, Angel Soto, the punter for Dayton. And it looks like that's number 1, Dre Reap deep for the Chiefs. Yeah, and Soto with not a very good kick here either off his foot. And does take a nice Dayton bounce, and it bounces and rolls out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So that's where your Chiefs will take over, 1st and 10, with 12:19 to play here in the 4th quarter. And again, the Chiefs just looking to try to find something that can get them going in a positive direction here. And again, it's like we talked about, it's not that they haven't had any offense tonight. They have moved the ball, but just not inside the red zone, not when they needed to. So see if that can change here with this possession for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it would be nice at least if they could mount some type of a scoring drive and actually score.
Yeah, that's right. The Chiefs, one of their biggest opponents right now, though, is the clock.
That's right.
They're just outside of 12 minutes to go here. So 3-by-1 look here. Back offset to AD's left. There's the snap to give to TJ Harris, and Harris with a nice gain over the right tackle. He's going to pick up about 9 yards, so nice positive first down play for the Chiefs. Bring up second, and we'll call it 2. Again, Harris with his 5th carry of the game there. Looks like he's got about 16 yards on the ground, so averaging just a little over 3 yards a pop now for TJ. So again, same formation, 3-by-1. Now reap motions across the field to balance the formation, 2-by-2. Running back offset to the left. Whoa. High snap, but he pulls it down and is able to hand it off to TJ Harris. Harris again off the right side, and this time picks up, we'll call it 8 yards.
Injured player.
So another first down for the Chiefs, but we're going to have an injury timeout. And, Rick, to be honest, given the conditions, tonight's heat and everything else, I'm surprised we haven't had more.
Yeah, I am surprised.
I think we've only had one case that we thought was cramping. So obviously these players have done a good job hydrating and getting themselves ready. We've known for a couple days. I know I've been anticipating the heat tonight, but I'm sure they have been too. But, again, they've done a nice job getting themselves physically ready to go here.
And just a reminder for all our fans out there on both sides of the ball, tomorrow it's going to be even hotter. And so if you're out for Father's Day and about, just make sure that you remember to stay hydrated.
That's right. Boy, don't make Dad grow tomorrow, right? Jeez.
Right, exactly. It's time for Golden Corral or something like that.
There you go. All right, so again, we're at an injury timeout here with 11:26 to go in the game. The Chiefs starting to mount a drive here, but we'll see if they can continue that here. Down 27-0 here in the fourth quarter. The Dayton Hornets again have come out and, I tell you, they play like somebody kicked their hive a couple weeks ago. And
that's right.
And we know the Chiefs did that, so they're looking to exact a little revenge here at the on the old reservation, and they've done that. All right,
looks like he's up, and
looks like we've got a player up and under his own power. That's a good sign. So. And ready to return to the action here.
And, of course, this is the PAFL football game of the week right here on campusnation.com, the sports animal, and also on WZAA 106.9.
That's right. Both these teams members of the PAFL, the premier amateur football league, and both members of Tier 2 of that league, comprised of 3 different tiers. And again, these are in the Tier 2 classification. And so...
And I think there's the Cincinnati Blaze. I think this is their home field as well.
I believe it is.
They play on this
different
field.
tier, though, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
tier 3.
Right. Okay, so 1st and 10 now from just inside Hornet territory. Chiefs come out in a 3-by-1 set, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your field. Back offset to the quarterback's left side, just off his left hip. Dayton crowding the line, showing blitz. Now the running back moves over to the right side. There's the snap. Blitz comes, picked up nicely by the running back. AD fires down the middle of the field, complete.
Actually had 2 players there. Wasn't sure who was going to take the play.
He did. Nice gain. I would call that a 30-yard gain. That's complete to number 5, Derek Shearer. That's his 2nd catch of the game, and couldn't have come at a better time for the Chiefs. And again, nice job by Derek getting open there in the middle of the field. Okay, so same formation here for the Chiefs, 3-by-1. Ted Rivers, the running back, and there's the snap. This time, throws a mean slant inside, intended for number 12, love it, but again, that falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now from their own from the Hornets 16-yard line. And again, the Chiefs in red zone again, in the red zone territory again, trying to make something happen. So again, just inside 10 minutes to go here. Chiefs trailing, looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time today. Again, same formation, 3-by-1. Back offset to the right. There's the snap. AD throws to the corner, looking for number 5.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, I think the DB
Picked
had
off.
position, and it may be, we'll see, is scramble on the ball. And I believe that's going to be another interception. We'll look for an indication, but
That's what it looks like.
you have to see the official signal that, though. And I think I did see one put up the arm, but they're still talking about it. So
Right.
we'll wait for a more definitive sign out of the officiating crew.
They're actually talking over whether it was caught or...
And I will say this, you can tell by the actions that they're definitely debating it. They're talking about what happened and how it happened. So, give the crew some credit here. It's not like they're...
And unfortunately, we weren't able to get the action because we have the posts that get in our way as far as... and our camera is down in the end zone. So, once again, it's a little more difficult for the camera down in the end zone to pick that up.
That's what I wondered. Yeah, if Dean got a better view at it than we did.
But right now they are discussing it, and they are...
And did he just rule touchdown?
Touchdown.
He did. So touchdown.
Touchdown.
So 16-yard touchdown. All right, so touchdown Derek Shearer. And nice job by Derek. I'm pretty sure he took that ball away. So Chiefs are not dead here for sure. Finally get on the scoreboard here. 9:36 to go. It's now 27-6 Chiefs with the conversion upcoming.
I don't know why.
Now we've got a flag here, Rick, and it looks like
Somebody's not happy.
I think we've got the Hornets maybe
Buzzing.
buzzing a lot down there.
All right, let's get that. Now we've got it right now. It's 27-6 with 9:36 going, and we're going to have a PAT here, perhaps.
Perhaps. All right, so I saw a flag. Looks like they're going to be assessing it on the kickoff because the PAT spot is not moved.
I was going to say, I would think that would be the case.
There's the snap, there's the hold, the kick, and no good.
Wow.
Wide to the right. So, that leaves our score, 27-6 Hornets, 9:36 to go. On your sports animal, the Campus Nation, and 106.9 WZAA, Jeffersonville.
And, of course, Chuck Hale and yours truly, Rick Phillips. Dean Thompson down in the end zone, catching all that ground level action.
That's right, the dean of the cameras.
That's right. Mean Dean, we call him. Part of the dirty half dozen.
That's right. Broadcasting dirty.
Down and dirty.
Weekly. But as Rick mentioned, we will be on hiatus next week.
That's right. Now the Chiefs traveled to Lima for a game, and unfortunately, I had a prior commitment. It's been for a good 6 months. Our good friend AJ Ganger, who runs Piqua public television station, is getting married, and so next Saturday he will be tying the knot, and I will be there And so we're going to take a hiatus for next week. And then when we get back, we'll have the whole crew. Bill the Razor Raybuck will be back after his second honeymoon, I guess you could say.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
So again, Chiefs set to kick off here. Number 7, Justin Simpson to kick. And Simpson boots it up in the air. It's going to be hit on the 20, be fielded there.
Still on his feet.
And nice little return. Uh-oh. Breaks some tackles. Woo! And, I tell you, that was scary for the Chiefs right there.
Yeah.
He brings it all the way up to about, we'll call it the 47-yard line, and that's where the Hornets will take over. 1st and 10 with 9:23 to go here. 27-6 Hornets, your score. And again, Hornets take over from their own 46-yard line. A 2-by-2 formation here, it looks like. Murray, the running back, offset now, comes over to the right side. There's the snap. And complete into the flats. Ooh, and number 5.
Kind of upended
That
there.
is Fawcett. He gets upended a little bit there. That's right. Little nose over toes there, or rear end over elbows, however you want to say it there. But bounces right back up, and so that's going to be a first down. Down to the 44-yard line of the Chiefs. And again, Rick, like we talked about, I would imagine that the Hornets are just going to try to eat some clock here, but they do come out in a 4-wide receiver set, 3-by-1, one lone receiver to the top of the field. Now motion across. Give to Murray over the left side. Penetration by the Chiefs defense, and nice job by the Chiefs defense there. Looks like that's number 11, Anthony Berry. And again, Anthony Berry's kind of been Mr. Everything with the games we've seen for the Chiefs, and
like
made a nice job there across the line of scrimmage there on that one.
Person down. And
okay, so injury time out there, and I can tell by the shoes that is a Chiefs player. He's got gold shoes. So,
right.
Hopefully, cramping situation. He's right up quickly and kind of looks like a cramp limp, I would call that. So
yeah, I would agree.
We're going to assume that's what it is.
And remarkably, like we said, we haven't really seen that much in the way of cramping, so they've prepared. The other thing is that this is, unlike the first meeting of these two teams, relatively error-free from the standpoint of penalties.
Yeah,
There's
you're
not
exactly
been a huge number of penalties.
You're exactly right, Rick.
Like there was in that first game. And we are just now, as far as broadcast, and we started the broadcast about 10 minutes early, which means 40 minutes early, or actually 40 minutes before game time.
Right.
We're just now coming up almost to 3 hours into this game, including our pregame.
Right. Yeah, so again, much cleaner game, this for sure. 2-by-2 look again for the Hornets. This time they drop back to pass. Sawyer flush, steps up into the pocket. Gets back to about just past the original line of scrimmage. You're going to bring up 3rd and about 8 now from the 41-yard line. 40, looks like he didn't get quite the spot I thought he would. So we'll call it 3rd and 9 now from the 43-yard line.
And I think that under the circumstances, we're probably, you thinking 2 down. I don't really see any purpose in them attempting a field goal if they don't.
Well, they're definitely not in field goal range, Rick. But I'll tell you honestly, given Soto's last kick, a similar kick right now in this situation would put the Chiefs pretty deep. So that is one advantage to having a short kicking game.
But yeah, short is the word.
2-by-1 here, 2 backs now for the Hornets. And Sawyer now to the flat. And I think that's going to be a first down.
A little stiff arm there.
Yeah, and I believe
that is first down.
That was number 10, Derek Kane. So we'll call that a gain of 9. And again, Sawyer continues to be very efficient, very economical with the football. And they break the huddle now. And 2-by-2 look.
Got a whistle. So we got a timeout. Dayton.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Rick, just to clarify things, I guess they didn't spot it where his forward progress was. They spotted it where he went back to. So it's not a first down. It's 4th and 3. And so, Dayton wants to think about it a little bit and figure out exactly what they want to do. But, again, we're inside 6 minutes to go now, 5:40, and the Chiefs still down by 3 scores. So I'm sure Dayton wants to be careful with what they do with the football here. All right, so teams coming back out onto the field of play now. Again, 4th and 3 now with 5:40 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, your score, Dayton 27, Cincinnati 6. And again, big 4th down play here for the Chiefs. They need to get a stop here. Three-by-1 look now. 3 receivers bunched to the top of the formation. Lone receiver offset, running back to the right. Throw to the sideline, and it looks like it is complete for a 4-yard gain on 4th and 3. So that's going to be a first down to the sticks. I didn't get a number on that, Rick. Did you get the receiver by any chance?
Did not get the receiver's number.
So somebody will not get credited with that 4-yard catch, but that was one of the biggest 4-yard catches you're going to have right there for a first down.
And it keeps the clock running.
That's right. Which, again, I think is the modus operandi right now for the Hornets. They want to do everything they can to keep that clock ticking. Okay, so 2-by-1 now into a motion, 2-by-1 the other way. Tristan Murray give over to the left side. And Murray's going to pick up about a yard there. We'll call it 2nd and 9.
I think we're down to 89 degrees now.
All right, so now in an I formation here, 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Chiefs show blitz. Now back out. Now they do come. Give up the middle to the fullback, and I'll tell you, he just about busted that one there, Rick.
It was close.
That really was. Nice little pickup there by the fullback, and that's number 25, Antoine Kendall, and we've seen him with a couple nice runs up the middle. So that's going to make it 3rd and 4 with, again, 3:30 to go here and running. And time running out for the Chiefs. So 2 by 1, 2 back set, 2 receivers to the top of the field. There's the snap. Quick inside slant over the head of the receiver, and
Got a penalty.
yeah, you're going to have a little extra shove there by number 11, Anthony Berry, and I think Anthony's just a little frustrated there and shoved the defenseless receiver there, and that is going to be a call. And, again, just a frustration penalty there out of Mr. Berry, I'm sure. So we're now inside 3 minutes to go here. Again, 3rd and 4. Chiefs trail 27-6.
Personal foul against the Chiefs.
And that's going to be another Hornet first down. So all right, so again, 2:56 to go here. 3rd and 4. I'm sorry, 1st and 10 after the penalty. And looks like we've got another situation, Rick, where we've got a 1st and 10 from the 10.5-yard line. So I guess they could get a first down without scoring, but it's going to be tough. So 2 by 2 look now. Sawyer under center. Motion from the top. Give to Murray. Left side. He cuts to the left. And he's going to be stopped just inside the 3-yard line. So it's going to make it 2nd and about 3. And they move the spot back a little bit. So we'll call it 2nd and 4. And now under 2 minutes to go here. And that is the 2-minute warning.
So we do have a 2-minute warning.
Yep. And again, the Chiefs do have 3 timeouts left. But again, down by 3 scores here, and the Hornets knocking on the door. So see if the Chiefs can bull their neck a little bit here and come up with a stop.
And I would imagine the baseball game that is going on behind us, there must have been a doubleheader. I can't imagine a baseball game continuing on unless they're in extra innings or something.
Oh, they started the same time we did, so you know, really 9-inning game.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep, baseball is almost as slow as football.
I'm going to hold my comment. I don't want to offend any baseball fans out there, but. So again, 1:59 showing on the clock. We just had the 2-minute warning here, and Dayton's going to come out in a shotgun formation here. Looks like we've got 2 receivers to each side of the field, a little tighter than usual. Not a big split out of the wideouts here. Tristan Murray offset to the quarterback's right. Now we have motion across the field, top to bottom. And fake to Murray. The quarterback rolls to his right. Throws the corner of the end zone, and incomplete.
Incomplete pass on the play.
Thought he was going to fake it, try to run it in, but
Yeah,
he was
I think
looking.
he was close. He probably could have, actually. But looks like that was intended for number 11. Number 11's a quarterback. Intended for number 10, maybe? Not sure. Could have been intended for Kane, but maybe Nick Black, excuse me. Apologize to those Dayton guys. Getting some names mixed up here at the end. But so now we're at 1:52, third and 4 from the 4-yard line, 4.5-yard line. Three by 1 look now. Jalen Marshall, lone receiver to the bottom of the field. Sawyer gets the snap. Hands to Murray up the middle. And Murray is absolutely stuffed. Nothing there at all. May have even lost a yard there. So that's going to bring up 4th down now, and the clock continues to run now inside 2 minutes, just over 1:30 to go now. But again, still running. So 2-by-2 look here. Sawyer gets the snap, fires it, fires a slant, picked off by the Chiefs. And I'll tell you, I don't think anyone's going to catch him unless Sawyer can get the angle on him, and doesn't look like he's going to do it. And we've got a touchdown there. Touchdown Chiefs. Number 22, Kevin Johnson, the old deuce with a 95-yard touchdown return.
Got some whistle blowing here, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Dayton 27, Cincinnati 12.
And so, let's see here. I had some. Don't know that we had a flag though, Rick. I think we just had some discussion, maybe.
I guess so.
And so that makes your score now 27-12 with 48 seconds to go, and Chiefs PAT impending here. All right, so again, 27-12 your score. 48 seconds to go here.
Think they're going to go for 2?
No. Yes.
You think? It's a football thing, right?
I don't think it really matters at this point, Rick. Sadly. And it looks like, no, they are going to kick it.
Well, we're having plenty of talk, plenty of discussion. I think they're getting Facebook pages so that they can communicate later. Something going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're going to go for the 2.
I don't think so.
Well,
the quarterback's on the sideline.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they've got a split out there, though. I don't know.
There's 48 seconds remaining. It's 27-12. We are waiting to determine whether it's going to be just your regular 1-point PAT or whether they're going to attempt 2, or maybe they'll fake. I don't know. But
your guess is as good as mine,
certainly, there is some zebra discussion here going on. So,
yeah, and like we talked about, really this has been a pretty clean game for the most part. So a little disconcerting that we have this inside the last minute.
We just saw one umpire hold up as a touchdown, so I thought we had already established that. All right, so we are going to get...
And I believe they are going to go for 2 here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't see a kicking block out there, so they are going for 2 here. Oh. So we've got a kind of a wildcat look here. That's number 5 at quarterback, not one of the usual quarterbacks. 3-by-1 look there.
It's about to be a secret play here.
Must be. So rolls out, runs, throws to the back of the end zone. And no, incomplete out of the back of the end zone. So
blocked.
Good effort there. Nice job by Derek Shearer there at the quote-unquote wildcat quarterback look, but unfortunately, Derek not able to complete the pass, and so we're going to remain 27-12 now with 48 seconds to go, and Chiefs getting ready to kick off.
So we're here in Western Hills, home of the Western Hills Mustangs. We've got the Cincinnati Chiefs with 12 and the Dayton Hornets with 27. 48 seconds remaining. Chuck Hale, Rick Phillips, and Dean Thompson down on the field with the camera, trying to bring you all this great PAFL football game of the week action on campusnation.com, the sports animal, and WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville.
Okay, so Chiefs set to kick off here. Again, just under a minute to go, 48 seconds. Chiefs do have 3 timeouts. They're down by 2 scores, 15 points, 27-12 right now the score.
Don't think the Chiefs will use any of their remaining timeouts.
Well, they may do that to try to get the ball back, Rick.
Yeah.
If they can get
Stop,
a
some
3-play
stops.
stop and then score and then do an onside, you never know. Crazier things have
Well,
happened.
that's true. You're right.
Let's see what they do here if they kick this away. They don't appear to be kicking it onsides.
And
they do. And I believe, I thought they may have had it initially, but I don't think they got it.
No.
I think Dayton recovered. And they did. So, again, the Chiefs do have 3 timeouts, but Dayton will take over now and be 1st and 10 on about their own 40-yard line. And I'll tell you, we've had a real battle here at the top of this division of Tier 2, and
Yeah, we could potentially be seeing 2 playoff teams here.
well, and that's it. I mean, both these teams, I believe this ties them now for number 1 in their division.
That's
so,
right, yeah.
We could very well see this for a 3rd time this year. That's right.
So 45 seconds remaining, and
And the Hornets appear to be in their Victory O formation. I believe they're just going to take a knee here.
That
And
should
they
do it.
do. And it looks like that's going to do it, Rick. They're not even going to spot the ball again. So your final score, the Dayton Hornets 27, your Cincinnati Chiefs 12.
Yeah, and so do we have any final statistics or information we want to send along the way?
Well, I'll tell you, Rick, we've got some stats, but I'm not going to take the time to total them right now. But again, I think for Dayton, we just have to say Evan Sawyer, the quarterback, played a really nice game. Took advantage of Jalen Marshall being added to his team. But, like we talked about, Dayton didn't rely just on him. They didn't allow one player to dictate their offense tonight. And, you got to give Dayton a lot of credit. They played a really nice football game. Cincinnati's got to find a way to convert some of those long plays and turn them into scores.
And as we said, perhaps these teams will meet here in the future. They will have to sort of study the game and figure out a way that if there is a 3rd meeting, they might be able to figure this out and be victorious in that 3rd meeting.
That's right. We've had 2 games with, two scores that, the other team ended up being up by a couple scores, but we've had the opposite victors. So, this rubber match could be something to behold for sure.
Okay. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and for watching our broadcast. Again, the final score, the Dayton Hornets 27, the Cincinnati Chiefs 12. You've been watching CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. And you've been listening to WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. For Chuck Hale, for Dean Thompson down on the field, this is Rick Phillips. And once again, thanks, everybody. Good night from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Good night, everybody.